All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's Wednesday, hump day. It's March 25th, 2026, 1 o'clock Central Time, and I am Waylon the Indoor Farmer. This is We Grow Wednesday with Tala, who's in the back. We're going to play a little intro for you guys and get this party started. Hit the like button, all the good things, share it out with your friends. Let's learn something and have fun while we do it. Let's go. Let's get back to you in a few minutes here after we play the song We Grow Wednesday. Let's grow.
Scrolling through the noise, stories hitting hard, cutting through the void. Big Ugg pulling strings, poison in the feed. What they're selling us ain't what we need. Posting articles, lighting up the screen. Common struggle shared, know what I mean. Time to wake 'em now, see the hidden game. We grow Wednesday, hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday, plant it in the ground. Grow our own, break the chains, rise up strong. Knowledge in our veins where we belong. We grow, yeah, we grow. Every soul gotta eat, fuel the fire inside. But the cause of twisting truth, trying to hide. Processed lies on shelves, stealing our health away. New tech coming fast, showing us a better way. Community talking, sharing what we find. Self-sustainable minds, leaving change behind. Digging in the dirt or digging for the truth. We grow Wednesday, hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday, plant it in the ground. Grow our own, break the chains, rise up strong. Knowledge in our veins where we belong. We grow, yeah, we grow. No more blind, no more fed their lies. Hands in the soil, fire in our eyes. From seed to strength, we're taking control. Empower the body, empower the soul. Wednesday rolls again, gather round the feed. Health and wellness news, planting every seed. Growing food ourselves, growing who we are. Better versions rise, shooting for the stars. Big Food's empire cracks. We won't bound time. We grow Wednesday. Hey, stop it on Wednesday. We grow Wednesday. Hey.
All right, we're back. We're back, and I'm just finishing up my paperworks and stuff. But hey, what's up, Tala? How are you this week?
Yeah, I'm going through the usual. Where's the live? Where's the live?
Yeah, can't even find it if you know it's there. So yeah, crazy.
I mean,
Uh,
you launch primarily from Rumble, right? Or
it's
is it
it.
launched
I
from?
use a Rumble application that lets you multi-stream to all these sites. So it's like it is
That should
Rumble,
be the
but
first
it's
place you see it.
right. You would
It's
think.
not.
No, well, I mean, let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Well, I mean,
It's
I'm on it.
it should be at the top of your feed, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me share it in. Let me show you what I see, because I guess it's not going to be. I won't be able to see that because since it's my content. It just goes to my library of content, and I don't have to search it the same way. I guess maybe I should try it. Yes, it's at the
Mhm.
line, but it doesn't actually even say we're live.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
We are live. 5 people are watching. I guess. It's
Top of your feed is the plaid shirt,
refreshing.
episode 226, Seedlings.
I don't even know what that. Oh, might have to click live now. 220. Oh, that was Monday. Yeah, that was Monday's show. Don't even see yesterday's show, huh?
Yeah, and of course, when I click join, it's all Rumble Premium plan. That's not what I want.
Right. They want you to join. I think send you to locals if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. It's very
Yeah.
weird. I fully believe I'm being small roomed on Rumble as well as all the other sites. It's just that I feel like Rumble allows me to be seen just a tiny bit more than the other ones. Like it's like the least of the worst shit sandwiches, I guess. But
And the
um,
and the tabs are videos, shorts, reposts. Yeah, they
and
make it impossible.
you're on the app. Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe you could search the episode itself. Have you typed in We Grow Wednesday? Although that would probably find the channel. Anyway, doesn't matter. Should be able to find it.
I
I can
can
share it to
eventually
you.
figure it out, or you can send me the link, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Anyway, We Grow Wednesday. I've got a couple things I wanted to bring up. First of all, I don't want to forget it. Have you ever heard of Ibogaine?
I wanna say it probably sounds like something else I've heard of it, I'm not sure.
So, I've heard Rogan talk about it a couple times, and it doesn't matter. Pause this. And
It does seem familiar.
it's a hallucinogen that most people consider just a drug, but I guess it's not a fun recreational drug. It's a
Yeah.
hallucinogen that I guess will do like a reset for like addictive personality and things like that, a factory reset. And the way he
Yeah.
was talking about it, I was listening today, walking the dogs. I'm like, that sounds interesting for anybody, whether or not you're trying to use it for addiction or not. Because what he said was, it basically rewinds your entire life and does like a what's the word, where you kind of go through it all and reorganize it and sort of uh, take note of everything in your whole life. Like, it sounds pretty intense, that's why it sounds like it's not very fun, but it also sounds like, wow, that would be kind of good. Anyway, it's not really a big topic.
Similar to
I just heard about it and thought I'd ask.
similar to, South America, I think it is. It's ayahuasca.
Yeah,
They
but I
use
hear that
that
I feel like
medicine.
that's more of a fun thing. I don't know, maybe not.
Oh, no. No, that's
No.
intended to be medicinal. Yeah.
Hi, Eva. So, guys, I'm going to start putting people on the door prize wheel as we can have a conversation here. Because another thing I wanted to look up, actually, which I was piqued my interest today, which is a health connected topic. Do you happen to know why barbershops have the red, blue, white, swirly, durly thing?
I used to know this, and now I can't remember, but I know they used to practice medicine, so it may have something to do with that.
Yes, and I
Medicine.
didn't know that. I didn't know that medicine at the barber shop.
Although some of
What?
that medicine was, things like bloodletting.
Yeah, bloodletting is what she said. I think that's what the R or the red meant.
Which
Um,
bloodletting actually does have practical uses, but they weren't using it for the same reason that we would now for, I believe Some blood disorders, possibly porphyria, I think might be one of them. I'd have to look it up. But there's some where reducing the volume of the blood kind of helps with issues. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
cannot
mean, I
remember.
don't know how much like science was behind it, but it's just funny that it was just such a one-stop shop before.
Yes,
You know, it was like,
dentistry.
yeah, dentistry at the so like the guy next to you is getting his hair cut, and you got your mouth open in the chair next to him getting your teeth worked on. Like, oh,
I have problems enough with modern dentistry. I don't even want to think about that.
yeah, that sounds like ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe they're in separate rooms or something, but I don't know. That sounds crazy. I did want to look it up though, just because she wasn't quite sure exactly, and I was interested.
Yeah.
What is the origin of the striped pole in front
At least I can
of
get
a
this
barber?
posted on X now.
Yeah, they did fix that a little bit. So hey, I mean, I guess pick your battles.
Yeah, well, yeah, the initial link there works, but also just like I like to attach the Rumble and the Twitch to the X post.
Is it barber? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, yeah. In the comments, it makes sense. Yeah.
It's very challenging to try to get all of them in one place.
I agree. And honestly, you know, in hindsight, I probably should have just concentrated in one place. But then you see these people who, especially on Facebook, I've heard of several people that had big followings built up and then were just nuked. And then it's like, well, what do you do then? Well, while you have the big following, you need to continue telling people, like we're doing right now, find us
Right.
elsewhere. It doesn't mean that you have to love Rumble. It doesn't mean you have to go to X or whatever. But if you find us in multiple places, you're a lot less likely to be just like disappeared on the internet.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, and so like there's
Not
plenty of
only
things.
that,
Go ahead.
you know how it is. There's people on X who hate Facebook.
Hmm.
There's people on Facebook who hate X. So you lose part of your audience if you don't show up on the other platforms.
Right.
There's some people just will not create an account somewhere else. They don't want to support it.
And it's funny how X is so is similar as far as you better not put a link in your post. It's not going to go anywhere, right? Um, well, it's funny though because it goes against what Elon thinks about like existence because he says we need to be a multiplanetary species or we're going to die because and it's literally the same thing as online. Like literally, like there's like you can't just put all your eggs in one basket. Like that's the oldest one of the oldest
He's
sayings, you know.
inconsistent. He wants it to be the everything app, but he's not making it the everything app
Right.
either.
Yeah,
Like
and
if
not
you want me on here, this is to X. If you want me on there, then promote my live streams, give me visibility, not just a
or
recorded video.
right, or take away the live streaming if you really are just dead set against not promoting or not actually allowing it to have its own algorithm, you know.
Now the
Hey,
trick
Margaret.
to keep from reducing your reach on X is do the initial post and then add a comment. You're making a thread. The link goes in the next one attached to it
Hmm. And
for
that's
whatever
fine, but
weird
that's a
reason.
lot of extra work. You know, they're not a
Yep.
lot, but like that's a few extra steps, I guess. I shouldn't say a
Yeah.
lot. Okay, let me read
Generally,
this.
what we
It's
do is
interesting.
create, a
Oh, sorry.
banner.
Hey.
We create a banner, that's the advertisement like you do, and then attach the link to that. Yeah.
Sure. There's different ways around it, and every site has like its own little idiosyncrasies and things that you have to learn, and so it is a learning curve. I get why people are kind of intimidated, but think about all the apps on your phone that you already have to do
Oh
that
yeah.
with. Like, and it's
So
most
much.
of the time there's utility apps that you have to deal with. This company or that company requires an app, and it might not all be just fun and games, literally. Okay, let me read this though. This is interesting. The striped, and this comes from 19 or no thoughts of 19 seconds. Oh, thought for 19 seconds. What does this mean? What am I looking at? How do I wanted to
That'd be
see
awfully fast to read all that.
yeah, I wanted to see how many sources they went through.
Oh, it's the
Five,
AI
just five.
process.
I guess so. I don't know.
It is that
It
blood
took.
goes that
Okay,
too.
I see. It took that long to come up with this. 19 seconds for just 5 web pages. Interesting. The
Yeah.
striped barber pole, often red, white, and blue, is one of the most recognizable trade signs in the world, but its origins are surprisingly gruesome and date back to the Middle Ages in Europe. Back then, barbers didn't just cut hair and shave customers; they were also barber surgeons, trained barber surgeons who performed
Yes.
minor surgeries, tooth extractions, and essentially bloodletting, a common medical treatment believed to balance the blood's or the body's humors, body's
The
humors.
reason I'm familiar is my 16th century historical reenactment. Barber surgeon, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Huh. Oh, I see. I didn't know. Like, tell me about that. When did you do that? I don't
The
know if I.
military group that mine is attached to, I started off with Clan MacCollin, which is the Celt, the Scottish and Irish. But then I moved over to Kriegshund, Dogs of War, which is the German Landsknecht group, and they're attached to St. Michael's, which is the military. The Queen's Guard is in there and everything, and they had a barber surgeon. Yeah.
And this is okay. I'm totally lost. You have a like a it's a organization you've joined like of other friends that want to do reenactments, kind of like Civil War
So
reenactment guys.
I've been working the original big Renaissance fair that was
Oh,
here in Southern California, established in Aurora originally. And then we were at a local spot here, Glen Helen Regional Park, and they lost that site several years ago, but they're still going. Plus, they have Northern California Renaissance Fair, which was at Black Point. They're in Vacaville. I had to think about it. Cowtown, Vacaville.
Vacaville. Never heard of it.
They're there now, yeah. They're now owned by a corporation that's based in the Midwest. So a lot of things changed, but we've always been very stringent in our standards for historical reenactment. St. Michael's is the guild, because the Landsknecht is not actually a guild, but we are a group attached to that guild. So they're our overseeing organization. And yeah, it's the Renaissance period, 16th century.
Hmm.
We make our own costuming from historically accurate fabrics, wool,
Oh, nice.
linen,
Oh,
all of that.
that sounds terrible. Can't you just put like some silk underneath? Nobody will notice.
You know what? You get a good quality wool and it's fine. And you would think it would be hotter, but I'll tell you who is really dying out there is the peasantry in their lightweight gauzy fabrics because we're wearing swamp coolers and
Ooh.
they get roasted by the UV cutting through the clothing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that's not, that's a lot of reasons why some places. By the way, I'm watering my microgreens. That's why some places wear the long flowing clothes like that cover you, like say
Yeah.
places that you
But,
would have
I mean,
expected.
we're portraying a different environment. So
Sure.
you ever wonder how hardcore I am? To be out there in 100 degrees in an outfit that's designed for essentially winter weather,
Hmm.
it's not easy. It's
That
no.
doesn't sound fun. I mean, I knew a friend. I had a friend who's well, I still know him. His dad was a Civil War reenactment guy, and
Same
we got
thing,
to
yeah.
yeah, we got to try the hardtack. You
Oh,
ever had
yeah.
the, oh man, that stuff is like if you're really, really hungry, I guess, but man, you got to be
That beef
hungry to
is good
be.
though. However, if you get a chance to try the the block tea, I forget what you actually call it, but it's a pressed block that you shave the tea off.
Wait,
That
what's
is
a
actually
tea?
really good.
Like tea?
Just
Like
black tea. They
oh
used to press it into blocks. People think that they were dumping loose leaf tea into the harbor. It's not, it's blocks, and they were quite
oh
valuable. Yeah,
wow. So
I've got
you
one.
you would put it into water or hot water and it would
Shave little bits
reconstitute.
off, yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
kind
like a powder.
almost like dry or freeze drying stuff now that we do now.
Yeah.
Almost. Hmm.
Yeah, and those were quite valuable. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've
So
got one. You can still obtain them.
I mean, this goes on for way too long for me to read it all, but I guess the red. Okay, I want to see what each one. So the blue in Europe poles were traditionally just red and white. Oh, interesting. The blue
And in the
stripe became
16th century,
common.
the barber surgeon was considered to be, I mean, you would go to them for stuff, but medicine was brutal, so they were kind of, you didn't really want to have to go if you didn't have to.
Butchers, yeah.
Yes.
They weren't like, oh, don't worry, we're gonna have you in the best of care. We'll have what?
It's just
I can't
likely
get a
to kill
I
you.
can't get a corner room. What are you talking? Like people today with their with the and and
Well,
I
think
kind of
about,
go ahead.
you've seen Dances with Wolves, right?
Sure.
Okay, so in Dances with Wolves, the main character, Kevin Costner's character, he's in the surgeon's tent. They're not gonna do anything for him. They're just gonna cut his leg off, and he goes, "Nope, I'm out." But what happens then? When he saves the day, the commander is like, "Get him my surgeon." So they had the capability, but they wouldn't necessarily do that for you. You were
Hmm.
in the meat grinder.
Right.
Yeah.
They just did like whatever was like there were hierarchies of how good a service you could get.
Yes.
So it said this is interesting. It doesn't know whether the blue symbolized veins that were cut during bloodletting, or it was added later for a patriotic nod to the colors of the flag in America. In 1540, England passed a statute distinguishing the professions. Barbers used red and white poles, while surgeons used solid red ones. Wow. So they had poles, like everything had a pole outside of it, so you know what was going on.
Yeah.
Historical bloodletting in action. Oh man, squirt the blood. So like, what about like, is that? I wonder if that's similar to leeching, because I
Well,
know some
leeches were
countries will
used
do
too, yeah.
leeches.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same exact reason or not. Hey, what's up, Don?
Blue, yeah, it's true. ChatGPT says blue was added to reflect the colors of the American flag. This helped distinguish American barber shops from European ones, which typically just had the red and white. Okay. Huh.
So the reason that it spins is somehow related to the twisting bandages from long ago. It's supposed to
Huh.
echoing those twisted bandages. I don't get that. Oh well, interesting, but not
Well,
necessarily.
they used to just shred cloth, typically white, because you could, you know, to essentially bleach that. You could boil it with hot water, and you weren't going to damage anything. So they had white cloth that was considered the cleanest.
Okay, did we talk about raw milk? I don't think we did. We did talk about the benefits of soursop a few times. Feel like yourself again. This guy we talked about. We
Might
heard that
have.
one. I don't know that we saw this.
I'm not sure, because
Drink
that's
it
a
raw.
topic that comes up for me quite often because I'm still pondering it.
I think I would have, yeah, I think I would have heard or remembered this from last week, but it says it's from Vital Shots on Facebook from February 17th. Drink it raw. For 40 years, the FDA has treated raw milk, unpasteurized dairy, as if it were nuclear waste. Raids on Amish farms, seizing of products. Was that an Amish farm that they raided? I thought it was just a regular like homestead with a bunch of people, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, they've been harassing the Amish. It really pisses me off.
Right. Federal bans on crossing state lines have defined the war on milk.
Yeah, I know, right?
The war on milk. Hey,
What
don't
what
cry over
what
spilled
year are we
milk.
living in? War on milk.
Don't cry over spilled milk. Well, unless you're in a war about it, I guess. Hey, Alice, get you on the wheel. Hope you
You
guys.
know,
Go ahead.
so you can get raw milk in Southern California. In my region, the only place I know for sure that carries it is Clark's Nutrition. Shout out to Clark's. Of course, they post the warnings. Enter at your own risk.
Hmm.
You can get raw butter. What is the company? They just recently had an accusation of contamination, but they were absolved of it. It was a false accusation, which is why they refused to recall. Um,
Mm.
but I tried their butter and I don't like it. I'm trying to find the receipt because to me it
Mm.
tastes kind of stale.
Ooh.
Now that is not a knock on their products. It's just I've only tried that butter once. I'm not
Mm,
happy with it, but I don't think
tastes
there's anything
different.
wrong with it. Yeah.
That is one issue with us changing our ways, I guess, when it comes to food is that oh, that one's it's different. Oh, like like just the
Yeah.
change in texture and difference. So, for instance, I switched to all natural peanut butter, and
Yeah.
for a while we actually enjoyed the one from Smucker's. I mean, it's very expensive, and it's in a glass jar, so you better believe I keep my glass jars from whatever I have nowadays. Um, uh, it's mostly peanut butter and peppercini peppers. I get get lots of glass jars from those, but the
Pickles.
right, pickles. Peanut butter, the Smucker's was really good, but I recently tried a different one that was in a more of a plastic jar, and I don't know what I think it was Simply True or Simply Organic. I forget what the name of it is.
Simply is a good one.
Yeah, but let me tell you what, it's so much more watery than the other
You
one.
gotta
There
mix
was
it.
something. Well, you mix them both, but the difference is, well, so far I haven't gotten all the way through a jar, but the Smucker's one, when you get down to the bottom, even if you've been mixing it the whole time, you're gonna have like a turd at the bottom that's just not spreadable. It is not. You
Okay,
just
so the
aren't gonna.
trick is mix it as best you can while it's room temperature when you first open it.
Uh-huh.
Store it in the fridge.
Huh.
If it's still stubborn, what you can do is store it upside down. Just
I
make sure
just
the
thought
lid
of
is
that as you
sealed
were
very
saying that.
well.
When you said the trick is, I said, oh, she's gonna say upside down. I just never thought of it until right now. I
Yeah,
literally
so
just
then
never
if it
thought.
does separate, it goes the other way. Yeah.
Not a big milk fan, Don, but you love cheese. Well, think of it like this. I mean, they use that process to get to cheese too. So wouldn't we rather have cheese made out of raw milk? I mean, I feel
Raw
like I'd
cheese
love to
is
try.
amazing.
I'd love to try
Yeah,
it. Let's
raw
see what
cheese is good.
says. The FDA called it illegal, but Trump just called it freedom. The interstate ban on. It's funny. The interstate ban on raw milk has been officially lifted today. Now, that's awesome.
I
Like, look,
didn't
I
know
mean,
that.
you can just viscerally
Go
hate both of these
Trump!
guys, but you cannot disagree with this move. Come on now, come on.
Freedom.
I want to hear some liberals out there. I love you. I love my liberal friends. Tell me that there's something wrong with making raw milk free. Now, look, I get it. There are some concerns when you deal with raw milk. You can't, like with the handling of it and everything. But that's everything, like go to Jimmy John's and try to get Sprouts on your sandwich. It's not going to happen now. And too many people get sick from it. So you got to, take that with a grain of salt. But
Look, the number of infections that happen, the contamination that happens with raw milk products is significantly lower than what happens with fruits and vegetables. Take that to the bank.
look at this. It says it contains the enzyme lactase, which is why
Yes.
many people who are lactose intolerant to store-bought milk can drink raw milk with zero issues. That's what's up. That
Now, I'll
means
give you a
cheese. That means
workaround.
everything made out of it. Go ahead.
Correct. So the workaround, if you're still afraid to try it, anybody, if you're still afraid to, the nutrition and enzyme profile that you want from raw milk, you can almost duplicate it by buying kefir instead. So I get a goat milk one that I really like, which is your drinkable yogurt, essentially.
Hey, by
Yeah.
the way, what do you think of this cool layout? Isn't this awesome? I didn't think about doing this until now, but
Yeah.
we can just straddle and now if I put Alice's comment up, now it won't block us.
Climbing up.
Oh, you just made me think of something I meant to tell you already, Tala. I have
Huh.
been doing planks for like I would say I might have missed maybe 3 or 4 days this month, maybe.
I did too. I
So
did on my own channel. It got difficult, just mental stuff,
mhm. You know
but
what's kind of cool is that I
you've
just
been
put my
doing it,
phone
so
on the
that's cool.
floor. Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead. You do
No,
it
no,
what?
no, no, go ahead.
I was just saying that I like to put my phone on the floor and just while I'm watching something, sitting there planking, looking at my phone and just doing it.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw the video that I took a video while I was planking going, "Have you done your planks today? I'm doing one right now."
I haven't. It's probably well, I don't know if it was on Facebook, but I didn't see it. You
X.
know, this is what's one issue with me lately on Facebook. Just to give you all an idea, I have been pushing more on my page, so I really don't go to my profile that often. And so I'm not seeing a lot of my friends' posts and stuff because, unfortunately, a lot of them have never come to my page. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's why I'm I'm doing most of my, content on my page, because I kind of got a little frustrated with, thousands of people who've been on my profile for many years, way before I started doing this, who just don't seem to. I don't need them showing me love every day, but have never ever some come through and been interested at all. And I'm not talking about people who are against cannabis, because they definitely avoid me with the plague, or like a plague. But I did just talk to a lawyer recently. I went to high school with, and he was interested to get a hold of me about something. And I said, well, you know what my fee is. He's like, come on the podcast. As again, I'm like, yes, hello. So like, if they want it bad enough, they'll do it. Anyway,
Yeah.
this is a pretty extensive article, but it does say pasteurization is a myth. We are taught that pasteurization, heat milk to 161 degrees Fahrenheit, is necessary to kill bacteria. While it kills bad bacteria, it also kills all the good bacteria. Well, I knew that. Destroys the enzymes needed to digest it, and deters the fragile proteins.
It's true.
So it goes on and
So
on, but yeah, that just sounds like a
this
good
is the
move.
key.
Cool.
The beneficial stuff, bacteria, enzymes, actually suppresses the potentially harmful bacteria. So it does balance it out. But again, we have to give the same sort of disclaimer and warning. If you're immune compromised, that's a whole other story. So this is why I've been hesitant to just dive in and go, I think I'll try, just straight up raw milk. It probably would be fine. But I've been hesitant because also there were extra problems with, recently. Was it a bird flu they said could be in cattle as well? So it was
Yeah,
like,
all these little scares. Yeah.
so I kind of want to try raw kefir and see if that's okay.
What's that?
Because I've done fine with raw cheese. That's the drinkable yogurt, essentially.
Oh. Oh, by
Yeah.
the way, I don't want to forget this comment. Kyle was saying that he can get raw milk where he lives, but it is expensive as hell.
Yes.
So I haven't looked
Yeah.
at the pricing of it, but definitely it's like, I don't know that I would call it expensive though. It's kind of like you're comparing it to poison, right? I guess I shouldn't, like, I drink milk from
Oh,
the
you're
store,
right.
like not a ton of it, but essentially
Um,
it's non-nutrients. We'll call it
yeah.
that. We'll call it that. It's not necessarily poison,
And if
but you
it's
could argue
fortified,
that it
that's
is.
worse.
Right. You could argue that it's poison, but I'm just trying to go with a neutral approach here, because it's like, it's definitely not food, or at least, good food. It can sustain us if you want to think about it that way, but it's not going to make us healthy. So if you're comparing the two, one of them is the cost of real health. So that
Yeah.
is kind of just the baseline of what real health is. Now, if you want to say I can't afford that, so yeah, that to me is expensive. I think it's just a matter of wide adopting of it over time, just like every other expensive thing, right?
Prioritizing,
Yeah.
pay the grocer, pay the doctor,
Mm.
right?
Think
Plus,
about that cost, yeah, on the backside. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
On the
So I
backside.
say this as I'm keto, almost carnivore. I mean, really, I'm modified carnivore.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say it at this point. So over a year. Um,
What kind of veggies do you like
when
to eat
you
still?
say that again,
Sorry. What kind of veggies do you still like actually enjoy?
the occasional salad.
Mm.
And that's about it, but I do eat some occasional fruit too, so, like, I'll eat
Avocado.
blueberries with my yogurt, avocado,
Right, right, right.
definitely.
Lots of
I'm not
avocado.
giving that up, not
Yeah.
for nothing. Occasional banana, you know,
Mm.
so I'm very careful. That's only gonna be like, other than the blueberries with the yogurt, if I eat extra fruit, it's gonna be on those days that I'm going ahead and boosting the carbs and not worrying about it, but I'm still careful, to be one piece fruit. Not a bowl of fruit on, or like a bowl of cereal with fruit on it. I don't man, I had one that I tried. Let me see if it's in reach. It's not, but I had one that I tried that I thought, "Okay, it's got enough protein. The carbs seem a little high, but I'll just eat a little bit," and man,
You can feel it. You can feel it, yeah.
I
The
felt nauseous. I'm all And I looked at the bag, I was like, "Ah, oh my God, it's terrible." Like yesterday I went hiking. I forgot to put my beef sticks back in the car after I had my oil change and cleaned
Oh
out the car.
no.
So I had some carby type snacks and I just did a little bit because I knew I needed fuel so that I could get down to the waterfall. And it's not a good source. Literally,
Yeah.
I could feel my quads. My legs were shaky. My quads were giving out. I can't fuel off of carbs.
Almost like thickening the blood or something. I don't know how to, like, probably not that, but like making it harder
Felt
for you to
weak.
like pump your the energy around your body. Yeah.
Well, I did half dome the first time as a vegetarian for the most part. I think I had some tuna packets, so you could say
Ooh.
pescatarian, but I was primarily vegetarian. When I go back, it's going to be a whole different story. It took me 18 hours. So here's the question: can I fuel better on a carnivore? I think so.
Yeah. So I was watching. I caught a little piece of the promotional video. We talked about V Shred last. It's funny. It's they call it V Shred, but that's not the name of the product. It's so funny. Like they're
No,
two different
it's their
bottles. They each
brand
have their,
and
yeah. It's so weird.
social
But
media
you see,
brand.
yeah, you see the Doctor Drew saying, "Oh, when I was on carnivore, I gained 10 pounds." And so I commented, I was like, "You must not have done
Didn't do it
carnivore
right.
right, my dude. Like whatever you did was wrong." And it was funny because during the clip, it only showed it for a second, Tala, but it was like when I would do the carnivore, he's talking about carnivore, and it shows a part where there's a cutting board and him cutting a steak, and there was some kind of slices of vegetables next to it. I'm like, who? What do you mean carnivore? Like, what are you eating? What else are you eating, Doctor Drew? Get out of here.
That
Now,
could be okay, but here's the key. I bet you it was a very lean cut of meat.
and it's not carnivore, that's for sure. I mean, if
Exactly.
you're throwing,
So, I
now
mean,
that's why you
this
say
is what I was
ketovore.
gonna
I mean, that
say.
makes sense.
The
Yeah.
nutrients the nutrients and the satiation is that has to be you get 80% of your calories from fats, 20% from the protein. If you don't do it correctly, not only can you gain weight because it's hard to get into that caloric deficit and you're not satiated, but your body doesn't process it correctly. And if you don't get enough fats, carnivore, quote unquote carnivore, eating too much lean protein can actually damage you.
I felt
That's what
like
people
I
don't get.
craved the fat. I was craving it when I was in carnivore. Like I was like, oh man, and it just tastes
Yes.
better. Like you're just like, I don't know. There's something
And your
about it, and
stomach
I'm
feels better with it, right? It does for me. Yeah.
look,
So
just to,
lean protein,
but
it's what they call protein poisoning, but it's also called rabbit starvation
mm-hmm.
because rabbit is a very lean meat. So in a survival situation, if you don't get some carbs with it because you don't have fats if you're only eating rabbit, if you don't get either carbs or fats, you're gonna die.
What's up, Colin? Yeah, I know somebody.
And fats are essential.
I recently became friends with somebody who has a rabbitry, like for that kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, I mean, better throw some fat in there with it, I guess. But yeah, I think there was something about it that, and just to be a little funny, but also interesting because people, somebody brought up to me recently, was like, isn't it funny how, I don't know where it came from. It's not mine, but but they said, isn't it funny how, um, you can be in the bedroom and, you know, eat my A, and then 5 minutes later you're in the living room going, "Oh, is that your cup? Is that your cup or my cup?" You know what I mean? Like
Oh
like
dear
worry about.
God.
Oh, that's what it was. It's like selective germophobic. Like because you're like one minute you could be doing this, the next minute like, oh, is that your cup? Did you drink off of that one? Oh no,
Well,
and
here's a tamer example, if you drop something on the floor at home, you're probably gonna throw it in the trash, but when you're camping, your hands could be filthy from doing everything in camp and you don't care.
yeah, like you kind of care less. That's why I was kind of comparing it because if you're in a certain mindset and with sex, like hormones are flowing, like you don't give a shit, and then with like food, if you're certain hungry, like if you're so hungry, you're gonna eat a freaking piece of cardboard or whatever, like you're gonna eat anything that's put in front of you. But with the carnivore diet, it was just like this specific craving for that fat, and it was like the
Yeah.
parts of the steak where you normally maybe you used to cut it off because or whatever, but like I'm eating it, even the parts that maybe you can't chew like really, you're just, you might just swallow those bits or whatever. Like you're just, eating it like it's ravenous. It's crazy. It was
The only
fun.
reason that we cut the fat off is because we were taught to.
Right.
I
Well, okay,
always
no,
use
okay. I
meaty
disagree.
fat.
There's some fat that's like soft and easy to eat. There's other part like gristly pieces that like just you can't cut and it seems all like tendony or something. And you're like,
Well,
I'm
if
not.
it's actually fat, it's not gonna be gristly, and the
Right.
solution to texture is the Maillard effect when you kind of, caramelize those sugars. You know what I'm
Mm,
talking about? It gets real
hmm
crispy.
hmm Proper
That makes
cooking.
it
Yeah.
yeah, that's and it's appealing. It's the other thing. It's yeah,
You
that's
can also
satiating.
take that stuff that you might not have, like maybe when you have the animal or maybe a smaller piece, like you take some of those pieces and then you can put them in a, I'm going to probably use the wrong terms here. Is brine the right word, or like different kinds of soups, or
Kind of
make
salt, but
oh, okay. Well, what's the word where you're like taking like stock, like you're making
stock,
like a
yeah.
chicken stock or a beef stock or whatever. You're throwing the leftovers that you may not want to, eat directly, but you're going to boil it all up and kind of make a, you're going to take
Boiled
that good
chicken,
stuff out. Yeah.
use the water from boiling a chicken to make a soup. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, there's ways to use it. And was that you? We were talking about hot dogs and how like there's. Oh no, that was me. I was talking to Sam from Bears Bites. Shouts out Sam. She was talking about how her husband likes hot dogs, and she had to like stop him from eating that when she started going down this health journey. And I was talking about, I kind of pushed back. I'm like, well, I like the idea that hey, there's a way to take all the leftover. Look, when you tell me like, oh, there's lips and eyelids in there, yeah, it might sound gross, but at least on the basic level, it's using all the parts. And hey, a hot dog tastes good. But then if you add into it all the other things that are in it, and she agreed like that is the bad part of a hot dog. It's not that there are lips and eyelids in it. That sounds gross, but that's not bad for you necessarily. It's the other crap that they put in it. And so I was like, maybe
Better
there's other,
products.
yeah,
You
like
can
there's
get, like,
other,
all beef ones that don't have weird
yeah,
additives. Yeah.
right. And I do that. That's what I'll do is all beef. But even then, if there's additives or preservatives, like it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what parts of the animal are in there if they're throwing all that stuff in there, right? So
There's
it's just
brands that don't have all of that, and that's the only thing I will touch.
Oh, speaking
Yeah.
of hot dogs, the hot dog king here, John Doe, in the chat, Leonardo John Doe. Yeah, that's his name, John Doe. He comes in to call me daddy once a day, and also give me hot dog water. So you're in for a treat today, Tala.
Oh my.
In for a treat.
Oh. But,
Okay,
yeah, you hit that if you hit that satiation, you know, satiety with
right.
enough fats, 1, you don't wanna eat as much, and you're gonna be fine for the next 4, 5 hours. This is how some people can eat 1 meal a day. OMAD, 1 meal a day.
I only eat
Um,
one meal a day. Do you think
yeah,
there's something to the like 4 or 5 like tiny meals a day, like
it's
opposite?
not good. I mean, we thought it was.
Some people do it that way, but I don't. I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, that's because 'cause they're eating carbs.
Well, I know a bodybuilder that does that, but that's like, it's different. Like he's trying to he's like working out all day
He's
and packing on
bulking.
protein, yeah, and bulking. So he
He's
said
not in
something like,
caloric deficit, yeah.
right, he's like, eat often and whatever, eat good and eat often. Like I'm like, no.
It's still not like if he never takes a break from it, like these guys who get up in the middle of the night and slam a protein shake, your digestive system must rest.
Right, there got to be some
This is the
rest.
benefit of fasting. So you have a nightly fast, not just longer fasts, you know? So that's why it's called break fast, breakfast.
Hmm.
Breakfast isn't necessarily at 8 AM. It
Right.
could be at 4 PM if you only eat 1 meal a day,
Now it's a category of food that you only like you immediately know of what foods when someone says breakfast food, which is ridiculous.
which it isn't for me. I
Right.
break my nightly fast with usually a steak.
Yeah. Or like I feel like a yogurt would be good maybe at nighttime. Nighttime would
Can
be
be.
good for yogurt for like
I
your
eat my
bio
yogurt at night.
your yeah. So here's a
Yeah.
video from Noah Lath. Noah Lath. We didn't destroy our health overnight. We did it the moment we started eating things our biology has never seen. Well, I mean, what if we went to another planet? Come on, Noah. Anyway, let's listen to what Noah has to say.
Come on now.
All right, I'll mute the music because he's not talking. We didn't eat this a thousand years ago. Industrial seed oil, protein bars, plant-based meats, which is hilarious.
I
Um,
used to eat those.
Fortified cereals, enriched white flour, and gums. Gums. I
Scotty, we
mean,
need more power.
oh no, you didn't get to plug in.
Captain, I'm trying.
Oh, Don, I'll send you the Rumble link real quick.
Gums. That's a big deal right there. Gums. I had to get away from those.
You mean
They were
okay? So
causing allergies.
when you say gums, do you mean like like
Guar
a treat?
gum,
Like you go and you
locust
get like a
bean
treat?
gum.
Okay, so like there are gums like natural gums, right? I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
it's like locust bean gum is one of the biggest triggers, and I didn't realize it was in the almond milk that I was using. And when I saw it, I switched to one. Like I switched to one temporarily because it was on sale, and it was very basic and organic. And the postnasal drip and cough stopped, and I was like, "Why did that happen?" So I had tried to go back to the other one, and I started coughing again. And I looked at the ingredients and went, "I need to find out what's going on." Locust bean gum.
hmm, locust bean gum. Is that just
Yeah.
typically something that's used to like bind things? Those kind of
Thickener.
gums? Yeah, thickeners.
Because almond milk is really just, it's water. So they make it milky. Yeah.
At the end of his video, now hey, look, no hate. Guy's got 15,000 likes on it. Okay, good for you. It says read captions at the end. So like you got to read captions at the beginning. He tells you to do it at the end. Anyway, uh, interesting.
Well, you might have something in the comments section too.
Maybe. Bread newsflash existed 1,000 years ago. Uh, Even existed 5,000 years ago. Well, I don't think he says. He says if it didn't exist 1,000 years ago, don't eat it. He's pointing at bread. He doesn't. He's not saying that it didn't exist by this.
Yeah, because we did have
No,
bread.
he did say he is saying no. He's shaking his head, looking
I
at
know, but you
bread.
know what? See, like the wheat that's being used now, he is right. So like
100%. Definitely
my
not.
my background Native American, we were using corn, and it wasn't even the type of corn that we have now.
Mm-mm. Mine's not.
So mind you, you have to nixtamalize it to with either lye or what is it the Mexican people use? Lime. Lime or wood ash lye in order to make it digestible, but that's our trick, just like soaking acorns to get the tannins out. Yeah.
So Alice is making fun of me. Says I don't ever share my steak except for in pictures because I posted a picture of it. I'm like, Alice, I would share my steak with you. I just nobody ever comes over. It's not my fault. I used to be the life of the party, but that was back when I was doing more things that maybe I wouldn't do today. So
Things.
yes, it seems like when you got something, Anyway, okay, so this is
So
interesting. Go
weed
ahead.
is a big problem. I agree. Weed is a big problem. I do agree with him.
Oh, you said
Most
she's saying
natives.
wheat. Everybody, she's saying wheat. It did sound like something else. That can be a problem
Wheat,
too, but she's saying
wheat.
wheat at the moment.
The way we ended up with fry bread. Now most natives now will fight you tooth and nail. It's a traditional food, guys. It's not. Okay, we ended up with fry bread because everybody got herded onto the res, and they
Hmm.
said, "We're hungry. You won't let us follow the bison." And they
Right.
went, "Here's some flour. Here's some lard. Have a good time." That's how we ended up with fry bread. So it's not normal for us, and uh, you know, we get away with it, sorta. It was a survival food. But what happened? Diabetes and heart disease is an exploded problem in the Native community to this day. So the lard's not the problem, it's the wheat. Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, I would love to see if I could try to grow wheat indoors. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to grow enough to like, but if I could experiment with it in my little house, it's big enough to like try some things. And then when I move to my, the next step, get my little piece of land that I plan to get, I could then maybe start growing my own wheat, on a little bit bigger plot of land, just for the fun of it. I mean, obviously, processing and everything, it might not be cost effective, but it might also just might be it might be a lot of content too. Hey, maybe that'll be cost
I
effective.
have some that my parents preserved in tins when I was young. It's probably about 50 years old now. I do not know if it would sprout, but I'm going to try. I've been curious.
I
We
think
have
there
wheat.
are methods. I don't know them, but there are methods on getting old seeds to sprout more. You know, that
Yeah, yeah. We've got wheat, popcorn, TVP, unfortunately, which back then was extremely disgusting, worse than it is now. And I think they did some rice. Yeah. But the wheat might sprout. I'm gonna try it.
Simpandola Pando, however you pronounce that. No one is ever going to your Spotify. No one is ever gonna go there. The guy, he comes in every time I do a show and just says that.
You know what? I'm a host and I've got a Spotify. If they're not even taking
Yeah.
the time to look at mine yet, so I don't
Well,
think
let's go
that you're
look at
gonna
it.
rate.
Let's check it out. I didn't know you had a Spotify. What's your
Yeah.
Spotify?
First Light Warrior. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
We'll check out Tala's Spotify, but we're not checking out your Spotify, whoever you are. Oh, is this it?
Yeah,
This is
that's
it?
me. Yeah.
Different logo.
I
How
haven't
do
got
I,
anything new up, but there's a few episodes.
how do
That's one of
I,
my projects for this year is to
oh,
start
there
up
it
new
is.
episodes again.
Follow. Nice. And how about we do this?
Yeah, that's one I made sure to connect to my Substack because a lot of people have Spotify.
Gonna share it on my profile right now. Just to spite this spammer that's going
Thank you
on.
for reminding us about my Spotify. I'm sorry, was that petty? That's me.
Boom. Shared post.
What's wrong with popcorn? I don't think there's anything intrinsically wrong with popcorn, but the corn that we have these days is not
East of the
necessarily the
worst.
healthiest.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about just getting calories, I mean, and if you're talking about corn that's not doesn't have glyphosate or whatever other chemicals, just corn, it's good for calories and there's some fiber and there are some nutrients in corn, but like popcorn, I don't know what you're getting in popcorn. Even if we could say like no chemicals, no glyphosate, right? If we're talking about just like healthy organic corn and you make popcorn, probably not getting a whole lot out of that, right? Maybe some fiber, maybe, I
Problem,
don't
of
know.
course, is that I now understand why fiber does not agree with me. And, for some people, it's worse. But here's the thing, if you're on the typical American diet, the standard American diet, which we call SAD, um, if
Yeah.
you're on that and you're eating carbs, then yeah, you probably need fiber. Maybe. But if you are carnivore and you throw fiber in the mix, that's just asking for it. I do not need it. My digestive system is happy and healthy now. And there was a study that just came out on that. Let me find it for you. You'll like this.
Sure, this is interesting. Rose says my store doesn't sell GMO produce. Interesting. What store do you shop at, Rose? I need to know. I'd like to. I go to Kroger and I try to buy organic, but honestly, I don't really trust the organic label. So it's just
Things are changing though. Like
yeah.
you saw that Trump just made it so like if it says product of USA, they now have to it has to be from here. Born here, raised here, processed here.
Wait. What if it says made in the USA or a product of the USA?
Like meat, for example, has to be born here, raised here, not being sent to another country,
Okay,
not
single.
imported.
Gotcha. Single ingredient items, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because the way they get around it a lot of times is like they could say made in the USA, and it's like they source the product from somewhere else, and then because well, look, we had to get these different ingredients from different places and put it together, and it's like, well, that's not really. It's just it's put together in the USA, or it's
yeah.
manufactured in the USA.
Assembled. Yeah,
There's got to be like different, and and that's upon us too as consumers to look at the wording and see how it is, and see like if the wording's a little funny, because whatever it is that Trump says they have to have written on it if it's from the U.S. Other people will just spend some time trying to reword things and make it sound very similar, but not actually be made in the USA. Wiegmans. Oh, I never heard of that one.
I sent you the one
Started the
about
grocery store chain.
the
Oh wow.
accusation on raw milk that was now dismissed. They were lying.
Popcorn bothers your stomach, Rose. Yeah, I feel like popcorn. Those little shards and get some in your
That's the
teeth.
problem. The thing I'm
Yeah.
going to find for you talks about this. It irritates the gut. So if your tummy's happy, why are you swallowing a Brillo pad?
Right. So you sent me this post from Carrie Kelly.
Yeah.
Remember the Florida
Excellent
woman?
carnivore account.
Remember the? Oh, I guess I follow. Here we go. The Florida woman who filed a lawsuit against a raw milk supplier in Florida after blaming a miscarriage on their product. Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's that's pretty serious accusation. The lawsuit
Yeah.
was dismissed. The depth of health never even visited the farm or the Department of Health. What did I say?
Yeah.
Depth. Independent tests came back negative. Department of Agriculture inspected and passed the farm. Interesting. No products from Keeley Farms Dairy were ever made or ever physically linked to the outbreak. I wonder how the farm's doing though after it happened. Products from the press was all over the first half of the story, but you have to do a deep dive to find anything about the conclusion. Yeah, it seems like the first half is all they care about. And it's like, oh, move on to the next one, move on to the next one. Even if it doesn't seem nefarious, because I think a lot of people would say it's kind of nefarious when a news article, our news source doesn't print the retractions or doesn't print or they print them on like the 17th page or whatever. Like there's a lot of little ways that they get around it, or they'll say that like the title or the headline will be one thing, but then you have to read 16 paragraphs into an article to find out, oh, well, that's not really what it means in the
Yep.
headline.
My
So
grandmother had a false accusation on her many, many years ago, decades ago now. Um, she managed apartments. She was a property manager, and the owner was bipolar and out of control. He'd get off his meds and take drugs and drink. So we ended up with organized crime coming in and taking over. So she did what she had to keep the place going and set up a bank account that had the owner and her name so she could pay the utility bills so that the residents would have water, that kind of thing. And she didn't do anything, but it was all above board, but she got accused of embezzlement and all kinds of things. Daily Breeze, big newspaper in that area. The retraction that they finally printed after we went after them, back page.
hmm. So
She
Rose
was
has an
right up
interesting.
front with that, but back
Oh,
page
I
for the
see.
retraction.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So Rose, I'd like to hear what you think about this. Why do you say that you shouldn't be drinking raw milk? Be honest, Rose, is it only because Trump and RFK are trying to make it acceptable, or is there some actual reason? Give me a reason. Give me some information, because I think there is. I talked about it earlier. Might not have been here, but there might be some, I guess, dangers to it if you don't know, like if it's not coming from a good source, and if it's unclean handling and stuff like that, it can be contaminated, just like any natural product. So I want to know. I would like to know. Let's see, Florida. This is the farm's website. Find raw milk in Florida. Florida Health Department of Health provides Florida Department of Health provides update on raw milk. August 4th.
Here it is.
It's full of bacteria. Well, we need some bacteria.
It's full of beneficial bacteria and a small amount of potentially harmful bacteria, which is then suppressed by the beneficial bacteria and enzymes. We
We have
kill
to have
those
some.
beneficial bacteria and enzymes with the processing. So you actually are still at a risk with pasteurized milk. And actually, there are more cases of contamination with fruits and vegetables than there are with raw milk. That's the
Right.
problem. Yeah.
So is there a danger to it? Yes, and that's why everybody should be a little bit more knowledgeable about their food, and that's why I'm out here doing the stuff that I'm doing, because
Yeah.
I want to be more knowledgeable about it. It's not because I'm out here as an expert. It's out here like, hey, let's learn and find out why things have gotten the way they are. And one of those things is that we just don't know about our food as much anymore. And raw milk, I think, is probably the least of our concerns as far as food goes today. I wouldn't say, everyone should just go out and buy it, but I would try it sometime if I could, for sure.
Yeah. So here's the thing about it.
Oh,
Just like with cannabis regulation,
hmm
I'm gonna go for the throat on this. Just
Okay.
like with what was the one we just said that they lifted the restriction on interstate? What
Uh,
was
the ban on uh, raw milk,
it? Was raw. Okay, it was raw milk.
being able to transport from state to
Right.
state.
So do we want a nanny state or are we adults? You should
Right.
have a
Like,
choice.
well, unless she says I don't drink milk anyway. Well, that means you're kind of like you don't have a dog in the fight. She's like, you don't need it. Well, yeah, I mean, you definitely don't need it. Just like you really don't need. Um, I mean, there's a lot of food that you could say you don't need and still live a life. I don't
The
know. Like,
argument that, humans are the only ones that drink milk when they're adults. I'm sorry, no. No. We have opposable thumbs.
mm,
We make fermented vegetables. We do all kinds of stuff. Animals also don't boil their milk.
right,
Okay? That
mm,
it's a non sequitur.
right. It's
We
non-starter.
process our
I,
foods, and we've been doing it for thousands of years to make cheese, to make bread. You let it rise. Okay, so
like
if
we
you're
get
gonna
the
say,
value out of stuff that other creatures don't. Like
yeah,
they have their set like line of like, hey, I do these things. Humans are like, what the hell's that over there? Can we do like we are much more curious about what we can do with things that maybe, and that's why I don't like the argument of like, hey, as soon as we started eating foods that we didn't know about or whatever. I think that's kind of dumb. I think things change. Even our food sources change, even if it's natural. We
yeah,
can't just keep the animals don't stay the same. Like they evolve too.
survival's important. I mean,
Yeah.
even my coach, Dimitri, he understands. He was the one who got me to go vegetarian in the first place. Right decision at the time because I was caught in a cycle and I couldn't properly digest meat. Leaky gut syndrome, apparently. So, I got that healed up. And for all I knew, it could have been alpha gall too, because that can make it so you can't digest meat. I needed to let my body heal. But then one day my body let me know that, this is not cutting it. You're not building muscle and that is not appealing anymore. And I went, I really would like some fats.
It's crazy how we change. Like, you gain allergies or you gain like a taste for different foods that maybe you didn't have as a kid, and um, like I didn't like onions. I think most kids don't like onions. I didn't like,
I did.
yeah. Hmm. I mean, I like
I
onions
liked
now.
everything. Sardines, liver,
Ooh.
onions.
I don't think I've ever had sardines or liver, but
Oh,
it,
wow.
yeah. I mean, my mom definitely cooked a lot of different foods. We weren't like we didn't get to be picky eaters, but I think maybe these were foods that she didn't like, so she didn't cook them for us, kind of thing. That's what ends up
Organ meats are
happening.
important, but beef liver is hard. It's very sweet, and I prefer chicken or turkey liver. But beef heart, on the other hand, that's not as sweet. So, like, organ meats do have some really important nutrients, in my opinion. There are some carnivores who are like, you don't need it, and they're very
Hmm.
strict. And I don't really.
Huh.
I'm not hearing that.
That's that's wussy talk from carnivores.
Yeah,
If you're gonna go all animal, just
my
go
ancestors ate
with the
all of it.
organs. I would try it. Like I just never had it in front of me. Like I haven't sought it out.
You
One
can
real
get
quick
pictures
though.
of
Go ahead.
chicken hearts and livers. The
Mm,
hearts are good.
smaller, yeah, they're smaller than a beef liver. Ugh. Uh, so I spun the number wheel, and I'm really glad it landed on number one because um, I didn't. I forgot to put. So I usually give the first person that comments 2 spots on the wheel, and I forgot to do that, and they still
Oh,
got to win anyway. So congrats to Jess Rosebud Pretzel for winning the door prize or the number wheel today. Door prize is still up for grabs today, guys. If you haven't commented yet, do so. You
now
hate
I'll
it
tell
or you
you
wouldn't eat it? Yeah, I don't know if I would. I would try it. Go ahead.
one place that you'll get a lot of the benefits from dairy is if you get grass-fed butter and you're getting those beneficial fats. So for anybody who's not going and getting the fat trimmings from the butcher and making their own tallow and all of that, if you cook a steak, like you throw it on the grill, if you're not cooking it in tallow, then add butter to it because you do need those fats. Please do not try to do carnivore and do it lean. You will
I'm
hurt
just trying to lose
yourself.
some weight. No, that's not a good idea. I don't want to
Look, I
lose
know
weight. I
someone
just
who
want to
went into
lose.
kidney failure that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drank a lot more water. I did eat some nuts. I thought I was okay, but I didn't. It was still not fully carnivore. But I did. I know I was in ketosis. I could feel the difference. I could feel that craving of the fat and the meat, and I could tell the
Your
difference.
tongue feel coated.
I
Did
don't,
you
I,
get that?
I don't know that I could say
That was my
that.
first thing. I was like, "The hell? This is that." I looked it up. I'm all, "Nah."
What
Sure
was
enough,
it?
that's one of the signs
Oh, ketosis.
when you first do it, yeah.
Uh, I guess I don't know, but I did. Uh, shoot, I forgot my thought. But yeah, I mean, it was like 3 weeks, and oh, that's right. So I remember like waking up much more full of energy, not tired
Yeah,
at all, waking up just kind of like ready to go, and I remember that, and it
and
was
my
nice.
pain level went.
Ooh, liver and mushrooms and onion. Oh, that doesn't sound too bad, Alice. Putting it together with some stuff. I use grass-fed
I
butter. Oh,
tried to do
nice.
beef liver, and I don't like it. I like chicken liver.
So Rose asked a question. She said, I use grass-fed butter, but what if sounds funny? But what if you're watching your cholesterol? So Rose, I've talked to people about this. I've had my friend Hamad on the show a couple times. He talks about cholesterol and like it gets demonized, but there's good and bad cholesterol. Like there's both good and bad.
There's
Um,
more to it than that, though.
let's hear it.
Okay. Um, so LDL is also demonized. That's the bad cholesterol. I no longer call it that. My LDL is 101, I think it is that, and so they red flag it because it's 1 point into that ooh zone. My
Right.
total was flagged first because my HDL is so high because I exercise.
Mm.
So what's more important than the LDL number is the ratio between LDL and HDL
Ah.
and your triglycerides, those
Hmm.
2 factors. So my doctor looked at my lipid panel and went, "Looks fine to me. In fact, it looks great." So there are other breakdowns within the LDL and HDL. There's different types of that as well, and you have to do a deep dive on that. But the bottom line is we need cholesterol for hormone production, especially us ladies. And if you're postmenopausal, right, you need it for your brain. Your brain is mostly fats. So it turned out, which I suspected all along, and they had to backpedal, but you won't hear it very much. Cholesterol is not the cause of cardiovascular disease. It is not. The cause of cardiovascular disease is the same thing as all other disease processes. It is inflammation. So if you get inflammation under control and you do this type of diet, I hate that word, but if
Hmm.
you do this, if you eat correctly in that category, It does not matter that your cholesterol goes up. It should go up. And I feel better than I have in my entire life. My pain level is almost non-existent. It's weird to say that. There is no
Better
brain fog. It's gone.
knock on
I know,
wood.
right? I have moments. You know what I realized? Remember I said the sciatica was acting up? Okay, do you remember me talking about this? Magnesium malate?
Mm-hmm.
Because with fibro, you're deficient on magnesium and malic acid. I was off it for 3 weeks because I couldn't afford to replace it. I got back on this 3 days later. The sciatica stopped. Okay. So there's little nutrient things, but no pain compared to what I've dealt with in the past, really. The brain fog is gone. The fatigue is gone. That's what it's done for me. So yeah, my lipid panel is spectacular.
So Alice said, my bad cholesterol is good and my good cholesterol is bad right now. Yeah,
So
I
you
mean,
have
definitely
low
wanna,
HDL. You need your HDL up, and the best way to do that is exercise.
been using monk fruit sweetener. I cut my sugar because of inflammation, Rose. Monk fruit sweetener. And I just heard that there's a debate of whether or not maple syrup, like from Canada, is better than honey for you, as far as like the benefits it has. Like it's
My pick
almost
is date syrup
date syrup. That sounds good
and
too.
date sugar, which is just ground dates, and then you get fiber. Yeah. Which,
Yeah, that
a
would be good too.
little bit is okay. That type is okay. Fruit.
I like the probiotics of like I think honey has probiotics too, doesn't it?
The key
Anyway,
is that
there's different ones.
fiber reduces your net grams of carbs. That's why. So it's going to have less impact. Yeah.
Some people have a hard time with fiber. I don't know what that is or why the difference is. Like I heard someone talking about it once. Like, yeah, they can't take a lot of fiber.
That's
But
like,
that's
I'm not munching on cereals anymore, but dates, whole different ballgame. If it's from fruit, I'm okay with it. Yeah. But okay, so here's the thing about monk fruit is check your label because most of them have erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol. And while it doesn't have an effect, like a real impact on your, it's the glycemic index you're trying to reduce, it's debatable how healthy that is. So just a caution.
I never knew there were so many alternatives to like cane sugar. I thought that was sugar when I was a kid. Like I thought that was it. Right now, there's like so many different ones. I do want to read what he says though here. I didn't realize for some reason when I clicked the link you sent me, it sent me to like a reply to his post, and I had to scroll up to find the rest. Just published.
The article.
Right, I thought so too. Just published study of 10 carnivores found that long-term adherence leads to profound functional alterations of the gut microbiota.
Yeah, microbiota. Yeah.
And challenges the assumption that dietary fiber is essential for microbiota diversity. Translation: fiber is overrated, and our gut adapts to what we feed it. That was it. That was the show more. It was the same line. It didn't even go to another line. Wow. Like, nope, you do not get 3 more letters. So, yeah. Conclusion: long-term adherence leads to distinct taxonomic changes. See, it's so funny. It's so funny. I love the carnivore diet, and I'm infatuated with it in some kind of fantasical way, but I don't seem like I can ever actually go back to it. And part of that is because I have a kid, and I feel like it just would not work because there's going to be carbs in the house. I'll have a low moment.
He rejects it's that whole, we talked about that before, the neurodivergence. He's very particular. Yeah. Yeah.
And like
fiber's overrated. You got that right.
I mean, I could do it. I just don't think I would be able to stick to it as easy with having, options. Even if it was like good options, like fruit or something. Not obviously the fruit's not always good, but it's like banana or whatever. We have bananas on the counter, and like I probably just wouldn't be able to do it that long. And I don't know why.
The flip side is, if you could get him to accept it, then it would probably be very much beneficial for him. But it's a matter of getting it.
You mean his arms shouldn't be this big around? Like, what do you mean? he's a freaking beanpole. Although his mom was a very like super tiny little skinny thing and taller than me. She's taller than me, and so he's probably gonna be taller than me. But he's this
What?
like little skinny little bird butt beanpole, and I'm like, you got to eat more meat, and he just can't do it. And so I can't push him because whatever I do, he wants to do the opposite. He's very whatever I say or do, immediately he'll say the opposite and do the opposite. So I
I was like
totally
that.
I totally reverse psychology on him all the time with it. I tell
I
him, I like,
mean,
look, I'm about to tell you the opposite, and you're gonna do, and I tell him I'm about to do it, and then he'll do it anyway.
so like have a steak available and say, I'm gonna eat all the cereal. I don't know.
Right? Like I'm like I don't know. I'm gonna try. Well, here's what I thought. Okay, and you guys tell me. Comment below if you think this is torture. Um, it's gonna have to be in the summertime or maybe spring break would work. It'd have to be during a break where he's at my house in consecutive days. Okay, and because his mother has him every other night, and she does her own dinner things. I'm not gonna force her to change how she feeds him. So what I want to do is I want to just like I'm not going to starve him, but I will wait until he doesn't say, "Hey, I'm hungry. Can we get something to eat?" He'll sneak and try and find something to eat when I'm not looking.
Hide all
And
the food.
right, and so I'll have to hide the food, and what I'll have to do is I'll have to let him get hungry enough,
Yeah.
not starve him, but like get him hungry enough that he will eat things that maybe, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna feed him like liver or something crazy like that, and that maybe that I may have trouble eating, but just like a steak
Fried
or
chicken
fit.
maybe.
Well, he loves chicken and fried chicken,
Okay.
but we can't just eat chicken the rest of our
No.
lives, Tyler.
Because it's
I'm not
yeah,
doing it. I'm not doing it.
the nutritional profile's not there for it, but it's a start point if he'll eat that.
Yeah, and well, so we eat chicken, and I will say
Try
this:
it in
the other night,
tallow.
I cooked fish the other night, and he ate it up. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, so now we got some options here. He does like shrimp, but usually just the breaded shrimp. So there's that breading, that addictive, the sugar
Salmon
of
is
the
the
of the
top
breading.
pick nutritionally. Salmon has
Salmon.
a great profile and and
I
and the
think he
fats
likes
that you
salmon
want.
too.
Okay,
The
good.
kid won't eat
That's
eggs. I can cook him a couple of eggs, and he won't eat the eggs like he used to.
man,
But
can you
that's
sneak it into something else?
I don't know.
Eggs
I
are the
mean,
perfect food.
yeah, for sure. Like a cupcake has eggs in it, so I'm sure he'd eat that.
Not exactly what I had in mind.
Right, but no, like in the morning, man, it's like I can't. There's nothing, and he won't even eat. He won't eat bacon, and he's
Ah,
slowly take. Or he used to eat bacon, and he used to eat eggs, but then I think sausages are like the last thing that he'll eat. But
okay.
sometimes, sometimes it's my fault because I might be defeatist about it and not try to cook something that maybe he might take a bite of that day. You know what I mean?
And look, some sausages are healthy. You just have to make sure you get the ingredients
Right.
right. You got to check those labels.
Like those little Johnsonville links is what he'll eat, and like I don't know if they're healthy or not, but
I
man,
forget the
there's
brand, but I've
protein
got
in
a
there.
chicken sausage that I bought that I really, really like. And it's nothing weird in it.
Again, that's chicken, and I'm
Adel
trying to give him
makes some good ones.
some variety. He used to eat steak. I mean, I remember a few times where he would eat steak, but there's something about like he just over time has slowly, and I could say
Does
that
he
it's
like
some.
does he like hamburger?
Nope, he used to eat hamburgers too, and he won't eat a hamburger nowadays. But I mean, he might. Okay, so like I don't know. I'm giving you guys this like tiny little snapshot of my son here, but he has at times like he'll surprise me here and there and eat something. But I do know this: he likes to eat at a restaurant more than he likes to eat my cooking. Even though I have not had complaints about my cooking. Thank you, son. If you're watching this, I make some good food, and man, he doesn't like soup or stew, and that's one of the things I do the best. I do breakfast food the best. When I say breakfast food, we talked about it earlier. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, but it shouldn't be that way. Obviously, maybe I should start the trend. I cook eggs and bacon and hash browns and that kind of like house breakfast food's just faster. Tala, I can't
Does
do
he
it.
like butter?
I can't change it. Yeah, he surprised me the other day, and I think some of it is because of that peanut butter I was telling you about. The new one was a little too runny and stuff. He asked for his toast with just butter on it, And actually, he didn't even ask for toast. He asked for just butter bread in the morning.
Okay, so his natural cravings might be leaning towards the fats. So, see, it's possible that trying to get him to eat steak, whether that steak has fats or not, maybe he's experienced steak that's too lean, and his
Maybe.
body's letting him know. See,
But
I put butter on my steaks.
he loves fruit and vegetables. He doesn't like chips. Other than he's got this weird fascination with Doritos, and I don't give him Doritos, but it must be commercials or whatever. But what I do give him are tortilla chips that I'll get, like, some somewhat decent brand, whatever. Look for something somewhat healthy, some sea salt on them or whatever. And obviously that's chips are chips, but there are some chips that are maybe not as bad as others. But at the same time, it's like he thinks they're Doritos because they're triangle shaped, and like
What about
like
avocados?
I don't know that I've given him avocados, and I want to answer. Andrew says, "Does he like
Try it.
burritos?" And I don't know that he likes burritos. I think he doesn't like tacos. His mom will make him like a quesadilla that he'll eat, and so you can get some beef that way. But
It's just
honestly,
what
like,
I'm getting at is the fats. So, like,
right?
try avocado, see if
Hmm.
even if it's guacamole,
He likes
a
beans.
healthy one.
Yeah,
Yeah, but try to get some guacamole in there. See, salmon, butter, those healthy fats.
we're gonna get more
Avocado
fish for
is too.
sure. Yeah,
Yes,
more fish.
because it's
If he
gonna
likes
help.
if he goes for the salmon and some whatever, I don't want to say tilapia, that's just boring fish,
Mhm.
but yeah, just
Or
like other
tilapia.
kinds of fish, um then I might just start doing a lot more seafood. He doesn't
Yeah,
like It's funny though, he likes shrimp, but only if it's like hot and breaded. I
yeah.
like a cold shrimp, you can dip them in. I like the cold shrimp sometimes too, but I got some
But see,
shrimp
if he's going
recently.
after breaded stuff, it's again that
Mm,
craving for fats, but
yes.
unfortunately, it's the wrong kind in most cases. Like, most places will cook stuff in seed oils,
Well, hold on.
and the
Isn't
seed
craving
oils
for
are bad
bread?
for us.
Hold on. Craving for bread is a craving for the sugar, is it not? The gluten? Gluten?
Not entirely. The bread soaks up those oils.
Oh,
This is
true.
why I said if you make
True.
fried chicken, cook it in tallow. Even lard is the better choice. Okay?
Right. So then
People
you're
avoid
getting
that
some
because
of
'cause we've
that.
been told, "Don't eat fats, don't eat pork."
Mm-hmm.
But that's actually the fats that are needed.
It's a good
Yeah.
idea. Peanut butter has protein, yeah, or peanut have protein, yes, but peanuts aren't even nuts, and there are some arguments that peanuts are not that good for us, and I don't know them
Correct.
offhand, but I do know there's some
Omegas. It's
omega
imbalanced.
threes, yeah.
It's
Um,
omega-6 high.
Now, I'm not saying I haven't eaten lots of peanuts in my life and peanut butter, but at the
Same.
same time, there's some changing thinking on that, and kind of sucks. But
Yeah,
what else?
peanut oil is a seed oil. We're back in that zone, yeah.
Is almond butter good for you? Because like that's good stuff too, but it's not the same. It's
Almond
not the
butter's the
same kind
choice.
of. Peanut butter has this unique sort of sweet and savory combination, and there's not a lot of things that you could replace that with.
And
That's
I
why.
like walnut butter, but that one is
Yeah,
a different flavor profile. But
I've
yeah,
never
almond
had it.
butter is a good choice.
Is
Oh,
it a
it's good.
different consistency? Was it like, would it have crunchy
They make
pieces
it
in there?
about
Or
the
was it
same, but of
okay?
course they do add a little bit of sugar because
Mm,
walnuts by themselves can
don't.
seem bitter.
Mhm,
I like it, but then I like bitter. I don't have a problem with
mhm.
bitter flavors. Yeah.
Is it something that you would spread on bread, or is it like a
Yeah.
okay?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. I didn't think about different nut butters out there.
Walnuts
Almond.
are Yeah, walnuts, like, if you eat a handful of walnuts after a meal, that will boost the satiety, even if you're eating a carbohydrate type
Hmm,
diet, which I just so don't even approve of anymore, but
right.
but walnuts help with satiety because they've got healthy fats. Yeah.
Dawn says I'll eat any fruits and vegetables. Dawn, you're into like Brussels sprouts, although I had some recently and did not cook them right, so I ended up feeding most of them to the worms that was in the
I
bag
like them
still.
all, but it's just no longer like, I look at stuff and it's like, I might buy something once in a while, and then I'm like, "I gotta eat that because it's in the fridge," and
Yeah.
I stopped, so I like, to the point of cost, we mentioned that earlier, so here's the thing, if you get the satiety right, your need for food will plummet 1 to 2 meals a day. And so that cost associated with, oh my God, meat is, $6 to $10 a pound for, the low end stuff. But it's no longer a problem because you're not filling the refrigerator with all the other stuff and your cabinet with cereal. Yeah.
Getting messages from people that I wish would just stop by and say hello.
People making excuses for not being here.
I'll get back to you. It's one of my sponsors.
Ah,
He's at work and he's asking me about promotional things and stuff that I'd love to tell you all, but I can't. What I can tell you all is that we will be having a special podcast with Matthew from 34 Mongrels Genetics on Saturday, April 18th. So, and it's going to be about a huge piece of news dropping from 34 Mongrels. So keep that in mind, guys. It's going to be the day before the 419 event on a Grow Up in Pekin. Okay.
very
All right,
cool.
back to you're like, I don't
We ate
know
a
a
lot
lot
of
of that
chicken.
stuff for
I used
people,
to.
but
I used to eat a lot of chicken. It doesn't have the nutrition profile I need to sustain a carnivore diet. I eat some chicken once in a while, but the majority of what I eat is steak.
yeah.
Steak, butter, grass-fed butter, um,
You ever get any
Greek
game meat?
yogurt.
Any deer, or deer's kind of like
Oh, I
the
love game.
lowest rung of like game meat for people to try. But like anything else, like raccoon or anything unusual. What's the weirdest game meat you've ever eaten? We'll go to this next
Um,
video after you answer.
Rattlesnake. I've had rattlesnake. It's
Ooh,
good. I love gator, but I can't find anybody in the entire state of California, so help me that will cook it
really?
correctly. It's
Oh,
tragic.
I see. It was kind of chewy and kind of
Yeah, they
rubbery.
overcook it.
Yeah.
You can ruin gator really easy.
Mhm.
So I had it in North Carolina a few times. It's amazing.
You
So, but
you
yeah,
can't.
I'll try just about anything.
Andrew says, "I can't eat too much red meat. What does too much
Why?
red meat mean, and why?" Here's one of the issues. I think red meat was demonized, mercury
Yes.
and like heart problems, because I think that we don't take into consideration all the other stuff we're eating with it. And so,
Yes.
yes, it can clog your system if you're like eating a bunch of other stuff. And I'm not saying you are, Andrew. It's like, hey, there's other factors in there that like there was that guy that died from like a eating contest, I think, for steak or something like that, and had a heart attack or something like that. And it's like that can scare people real quick,
How was he
about
eating the rest of the
right.
time?
Was he using anything else like sauce or whatever? Was he drinking?
Okay,
How
so
what else does he eat?
I want
Yeah.
to know from both of you guys. I can't eat too much red meat. Why? I'm trying to stay away from pork and beef. Why? I want to know the why.
I could
Yeah.
see pork. I've had conversations about pork being considered a dirty or a unclean animal,
You can get
like
pasture raised.
religiously. Well, but like in religions, there are
Religion, yeah.
like sometimes we'll say, like some people say that God in Christianity said something about pork being, not to eat,
So,
whatever. I think we had that
um,
conversation with you and me and Ty that day on
yeah.
screen.
EPX Genetics says I can't digest it right. I couldn't either before. But let me ask you this. Do you consume there's two different things. One is seed oils, any of them, and on a regular basis, and two, uh, glyphosate saturated crops. And if you don't know, that's not just wheat.
Hmm.
Apples are heavily sprayed in this country, and coffee is one of the most heavily sprayed crops. I had to switch to organic coffee to reduce it.
Plus,
One
the
kidney,
cows could be eating grass that's full of glyphosate, and then what's in the meat?
yes, but their body is designed to kind of detox all of that.
Oh, I
And
see.
if you conscientiously source it, Sama Hula is the one of the ones that Sama posts about this all the time. The cow processes that and gives you the nutrients bioavailable in the meat. So having one kidney, yes, that is a concern. I get it. You're trying to keep your protein down, but here's the key again. Anyone can damage their kidneys with a high protein diet.
Hmm.
You have to have fats.
And lots of water.
So fats are essential, right? They're not negotiable. Carbs are negotiable.
Mm.
Fats are essential. No matter how you're eating, you must have fats. Okay? Without them, you will die because you can't get the nutrients. Yeah, yeah. So that's a huge, I mean, and it, we're not professionals, we're not your doctor, acknowledged.
Right.
But I just know what I've learned from this. If you do lean protein, yes, you'll hurt yourself, whether you have healthy kidneys or not. And so the fats are that's where it's at. Yeah.
Let's see.
A leaf diet.
I'm on a leaf diet.
Mm.
Hmm. So the term diet, I wish there were different phrases, because diet just means the
What you eat.
stuff that you eat. Yeah. And so then we
That's
have
why I
these
said I hate the
fad
word, but
diets. Yeah. Well, fad
and
diet got shortened to just diet, and it's
yeah.
like,
So
it's
to be
by,
clear, when I say diet, I'm talking about whatever you eat, just like him,
yeah.
yeah, whatever you eat. I'm not on a
Oh,
carnivore
salads, he
diet.
said.
My
It's on
diet
salads.
is carnivore. Yeah.
I see. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I like the way you said that. So he's got to eat greens and salads and stuff. And then just because
Yeah,
of the
because
red
they'll
meat,
tell you low protein. Yeah.
yeah, that doesn't sound good at all. Like maybe fish. Like, can you do fish, Andrew?
Yeah,
Water
get the
foods.
fats in there.
Maybe some more avocado. Get some more
Yeah,
fats in there. I mean,
definitely. Avocado. And I don't avoid nuts, okay? So macadamia nuts are the top pick because macadamia nuts are near zero net carbs. They're amazing.
hmm, I avoid these nuts. Oh, okay. Let me play a little video for you, because this is actually kind of right up my you know interest with my son. It says this lady says IEP do not exist in the real world. So let's see what she has to say. I think she had that initial phrase is right. So this is from Just Leggins. Just, and that's kind of a similar thought to, like, all of the protections and safeties that we have in school don't exist in the real world. So there's certain things that maybe we're kind of over protecting with our kids. And so this is kind of similar, but this is specifically talking about IEPs, which would be with children with autism or on the spectrum. What is it?
IEP is what again?
Individual education plan, maybe
Huh,
individual,
okay.
something to that. Like, so basically each child with special needs gets, if they qualify, get an IEP, which is where, like, my son has one, and his mom and I have had meetings with, like, on Zoom with 6 people, all his teachers, the principal, like the specialty teachers, the speech therapist, and like all on screen, and we're sitting right here. And I covered my wall when we did it, but we're just talking, and they're kind of, each one of them, one by one, will go over everything that they up to this point, how they interacted, and the different things that he's made progress on, and the things that they want to see him make more progress on. And then we talk about a future planning on what we want to see next, and what we want to see them work on, and what they want to see, and everything. We just all sort of agree. It's almost like, we're all the parent in a way, which
Yeah.
isn't necessarily like by choice, but hey, I mean, I didn't. How do I put this? Like, I've actually always felt like I might be a little bit on the spectrum, but that's like, I feel like everybody kind of has that thought, or
Oh,
maybe
not
that
everybody,
fantasy.
otherwise it wouldn't exist.
Yeah, well, that's true, and so that's why But with my son, it's like, I don't know. I don't know how. No one. There's no owner's manual on how to raise a kid with those kind of special needs. So
Right.
yeah, I welcome the IEP, and I'd like to know. I like to be in the know with his teacher, and with how they're doing things and everything. And we do seem to have a good relationship with his school district. But I do know there's a lot of schools out there that maybe can be a little bit more dicey. Anyway, I've held it off enough. Let's see what she says.
Can I get all parents to the front?
Okay,
Parents to the
I'm
front
here.
of the room who
Right here,
have a
girl.
child with an IEP. Can I just tell you, IEPs don't exist in the real world. And honestly, it's a huge problem with these children today. IEPs expire the day your children graduate from the public school system. IEPs are in place for
If
extra
they graduate.
support, breaks if needed, and understanding. But the real world isn't going to offer breaks or understanding or accommodate your sensory issues. It's just not how it works, friends.
Whoa. You get breaks.
Parents need to realize that we just are not raising children to graduate high school. We are raising children to handle the real world, and the real world is not built for them and is not going to accommodate them. What do you guys think?
I don't know. What do you
I
think?
mean, that's true. Um, I mean, this would be the same argument we have against the whole safe space thing,
Right. For all
which
kids. Yeah.
is, sorry guys, but it is a leftist perspective, the whole safe space thing. Not that all people who, promote that are left wingers. I get that. Um, I kind of am in the middle on that, where I will tell people, for example, as an X Spaces host, you come to my space, it is a safe place for you to be. I will handle it. People are not going to harass you. However, when we insulate, we're not necessarily creating strengths that are needed. So I get I
Yeah.
get that. You know, planetary life is harsh,
Well, we kind
right?
of we kind of do that with baby speak and that whole conversation about we had that talk where we're like, are we
Yeah,
really getting them ready for the real world by giving them this whole alternative language basically?
yeah.
You know.
My mom didn't baby talk with us. I was quite articulate at a young age, which is why, with a fifth grade education, I am so well spoken now. 35 years of public speaking experience. I'm a motivational speaker now. You know, most could not say that with a fifth grade education. Well, why did I have a fifth grade education? Because I'm neurodivergent and they didn't know, and I was not thriving. So my mom went, "We're going to go over to this co op." And it was good for me, but I don't have a high school diploma.
Andrew says he was an IEP student. My mother is a teacher as well. Wow. Alice says we have jobs that are available for them when they graduate. Yeah, I mean there is that. That is true. There are some jobs that like a lot of companies will have like a quota or a some kind of
Yeah.
ruling on that, having at least some jobs that are available for. But you can't just be okay. I'm special needs, so give me a job. Like they still
Yeah.
have to be able to do the
You need a
job.
skill.
Yeah, you have to have something like.
Actually, like on that note, uh, the Inland Regional Center shooting that happened December 2, what's it been, 10 years now, I think. Um, I lost a friend in that. His name was Daniel. He worked the coffee shop teaching special needs adults a skill. So they could then go from that coffee shop to real world, the outside world, and have a skill. Um, Shout out to what he was doing, because when the shooting occurred, he was yelling at everyone to run and pushing his students and everyone to the door. He died, but he saved all of his students. So, he had a heart to protect people. But
Mm,
that was the important thing he was doing, was teaching a real world skill. And they could be severely dependent individuals in other ways because they were all special needs, but they had a skill that they could market,
mhm.
you know.
Yeah, Andrew says IEP people are very smart. Yeah, I mean they all have
Yeah.
and it's actually you could look at it this way as well that a lot of times the IEP and the meetings of the minds, like I was talking about with the different teachers and stuff, could be looked at just as easily with anyone with a special talent, special skill, like a lot of kids with that are on the spectrum, because it's not always about a negative sort of okay, how do we deal with this problem, but more or less how do we best raise this kid with this special, like
Yeah.
this one thing that they're so good at, or whatever it is. Like with my son, his artistry and his drawing, like he's going to be
Oh
an
yeah.
artist. He's going to be an artist at some point, in some way. I mean, he already is, we'll say. I mean, I literally have filing cabinets full of, like, he doesn't stop. I just recently showed him that he could draw on like toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls when they're empty. And now he's
Oh
got a
yeah.
literal village of characters in his room. Like, he just doesn't stop. So I'm just saying, like, the meetings are a lot of times just as much about how to hone those things and how to amplify or harness the stuff that he's very good, very capable of, as much as it is how do we move along some of the things that are just not there yet. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose the co-op that I was in, that private school is in that category of IEP,
sure.
because we didn't have the standard structure. As a co-op, the parent one parent was required to attend with their child. So my mom was there with me, and we had one certified teacher on staff for the legalities, and then the school headmaster was actually a college professor. So that was why I knew, like, when I was 12 to 14, I was told that I was writing on a college level. And he goes, I don't mean like a college graduate. I mean on a college level.
Right.
Because we got people graduating from the system who they can't write for shit.
Well, that's a good point. Like, people talk, like, when they say at a college level, you like subconsciously think that means as good as someone who's graduated college, when really it
And it
means as
doesn't.
good as someone who's stepping foot in college for the first time. Yeah, wow.
At a college level, he meant up to that standard. In other
Right.
words, the
So
the
in order to
standard
get
of
into
what they are
college, right?
teaching. Because
Hmm.
I had it down. I've been writing since I was in grade school, so that I could read before I started kindergarten. So people put their kid in a box, like, "Oh, you're gonna learn when you go to school." No, my grandmother was like, A, B, C, D, find the letters on the cereal box. So I get to kindergarten, and they're doing flashcards with letters, and I'm like, you know? And then they start with words, and it's stuff like cat, ball, dog, and I'm like, waking me
Right. You're
up.
like, what?
Yeah.
That is a good point about. I hate to give it to him. I hate to give it to him, but the cereal box. The cereal box used to be such a tool of learning, and like
Yeah.
activities and stuff on it, and things that they could put in it and on it, and just like, yeah, you might have a prize in there or whatever, but that was fun. But
Educational entertainment.
yeah, and you could read on it and stuff, like before you had a phone or whatever, like you could be just looking at it, reading it while you're eating. Yeah, that's funny.
You wanted to be an artist when you were a child? Me too. So,
Me too.
here's the question, are you an artist now? And if not, why? You
Well,
still
I
can
like
be.
to think I am. I like to think I
Yeah,
am. Just maybe not. I don't draw pictures a lot,
yeah. But,
Yeah,
uh,
Andrew, and that's
yeah,
Andrew. EPX
Andrew.
Genetics, shouts out. He, yeah, I think we had the same. Like,
Well,
I was actually decent at drawing. I'm still not terrible, but
yeah.
but I'm not
We
like
we
good.
we have the idea that it means career. Like, okay, everybody's had
Right.
this experience, right? When you were a kid, what did they say? "What do you wanna be when you grow up?"
Hmm.
And I
Career.
said, "I wanna be an artist because my mother painted."
Hmm.
And they laughed and said, "You can't make money at that." Now, first of all, we know that isn't true, but they
Hunter
were thinking
Biden,
career,
shouts out.
right? Right? So then the next time I'm asked this, I want to be a writer. Same response. You can't make money at that, which again is not true. But if we take it down to they're thinking struggle. Well, why are you trying to take struggle away from me? First of all, because it makes you stronger.
Hmm.
But also, you know, they didn't ask me, what do you want to do for a living? They asked me what I wanted to be. And I told them, FYI, I am now an artist and a writer. So,
Like, maybe it doesn't take the same, like for me anyway, maybe it doesn't take the same form as I thought as a kid. I really thought I was like, oh man, I'm drawing these like, muscly superhero looking guys, thinking. And my uncle was actually a pretty good artist, and he would draw, and I would, inspire me, and I'd be drawing like, and one of the hardest things to draw, like people and like arms and and things like that. And
Do you see Andrew's answer? You see, that's what I was told. See that?
just
Teacher told me
tattoos
there's no
sometimes.
money in drawing. How sad is that?
I'm an artist. I'm trying to create new genetics now. Yeah, but as a kid, a teacher told me there's no money in drawing. Yeah, that's just silly. I mean, there's
Why
tons
do we
of.
stifle? Why do we like?
I think
Yeah,
maybe they're okay to play devil's advocate here, or say give them a little uh, rope here. Maybe it has to do with um, they're kind of shortening the explanation that, hey, it's very hard to be successful in in this specific career. Hey, not too many painters become wealthy or can pay the bills, and maybe there's a lot of artists who are starving artists, the whole starving artist like literal phrase, right? And so they are correct in that your chances are kind of low, but they aren't. But they are saying it totally like they're just cutting, they're shortening it, and it just doesn't make any sense by saying there's no money.
short-handed it. There's a better way to handle it. So
Yeah,
here's the way to
yeah,
handle it. Um, that is a fabulous aspiration, and you could say you could say that to me when I was a child, and I would understand the word. So vocabulary up here. That is a wonderful, inspiring thing, and I will support you in that. I love that you want to do that. Let's explore the tools that you need and find out what kind of art you want to do. But also, I want you to have a skill that you can quickly market. Don't even say easily, that's the wrong word. That you
hmm
can quickly market so that you can support that goal. So that's addressing the real world job that's like that, like even if you're flipping burgers, you know what I mean? That first job, Starbucks, they offer health insurance that's apparently very good. So, what would you like to learn to do so that you can earn money quickly to support building your skills in that art? That's the
right.
right way to do it.
Like you could link, like say for, well, we'll just use Andrew as an example. He says he wanted to draw for Disney, so
Wow.
you could break it down for a kid that, I don't know what age you were, but like you break it down for them, like, okay, great idea, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to, maybe he's too young for this kind of a example, but maybe you have the teacher then lay out like, hey, let me show you a couple of examples of the types of things that you would have to do to get there. Like maybe find a couple of those things, and then also to your point, link it to a skill. Like say artistry could be linked to painting, right? Painting is a skill that people need in all sorts of ways for different, like, legitimate
Be a
reasons,
cashier at Hobby Lobby, you get a discount
right?
on your supplies.
Yes, and you can
Yeah.
also, yeah, you could link it to that. But I was also thinking just directly like what you could draw pictures and draw for Disney, but you can also paint people's houses, and you know what I mean. Or there's
Or
other
paint
things in
windows
there.
during the
Yeah.
holidays.
Or sculpting could be like a short bridge from sculpting to working with your hands in carpentry or something. You know what I mean? Like there are close examples of how your fun hobby could be linked to more legitimate careers or skills, if that makes sense. And
If
I
you get
think of skills
into
as, go ahead.
landscaping, there
Right.
is artistry in that.
Hmm.
I mean, there's the fancier
Edward
stuff of learning
Scissorhands.
to yeah, learn but yeah, learning to sculpt, shrubbery, but, even if you're just doing a particular, like, creating gardens, like, Victory Gardens became popular again in 2020, that kind of thing. Landscaping is art of a type. So you explore, and you can definitely make money at that.
So Dominic, blowing me away right now. I feel like this is the most words I've ever seen him type, that were legible to me. He says, "My older brother told me there was no money in being an artist either. Too, like also when he's an architect engineer." And Lisa May says, I told my son, you might not be where you want to be right now, but it's okay to go work for the man until you get there.
Yeah.
Um, he is on his second week at Rivian. Oh, nice. Yeah, just remind him like they company will want to drain you of all of your energy and will to live, but then also like you have to like constantly. And I did this while I worked at jobs. I would be looking at the next thing, like what can I do to get to like for the next, like maybe more money might be the simplest terms, but like better hours, better whatever it is that you're looking for. Keep looking while you're working. Maybe you have a great job now, but maybe you're just not 100% happy with it.
Yeah.
Man, don't, I mean, maybe you can't go follow your dream, but you can definitely continue keeping an eye out for something as you're going to work every day. You know what I mean?
My niece is one of the best examples. My goddaughter, my baby girl. I am so proud of her. She she loves fashion. She's done some modeling. Her father is a semi-professional photographer. She's very good. Um, she loves fashion design and costuming. She has worked. She was working at Mitsuya in Torrance in one of the essentially fast food, one of the Asian food shops,
Mm.
supporting herself, paid her way through college. She didn't take out some stupid loan. She paid her way, went to community college. She graduated, was it 2024? I think. Yeah, I think it was year before last. And she's first actual college graduate in my family. She paid her way for a trip to Europe. Um, and she makes extra money doing costume design because she was really into the cosplay thing, all of the conventions. So she's made money doing that. She got a job at a costume shop at one point. She had an internship, right? So she's worked her way into that. She's now going after her master's degree. I
Wow.
can't even just like, you know? So she has done what she needed to support that because that's her dream is to do that. She is an artistic individual and it's amazing. So you can do it, but you just need to have the parents say, you know, I will support what you're doing. It's amazing.
Andrew, uh, go read what I replied to you in the group chat
It's just spray
because
paint
you
balls
got
as a teenager.
yeah, he used to spray paint walls as a teenager. He said, so like, hey,
I
were
could take
you
a
any good?
guess.
Were you any good, Andrew?
I know, right? Are we talking like the
No,
stuff that they do on the L?
the group chat comment is nothing about that. Actually, it's something else that I don't want to mention because I've already mentioned it a couple times, and people haven't seemed to catch on. I'm trying not to say it during the show. You're supposed to do that out in the chat. I've already said too much. I've already said too much. I've got to get back. I'm working right now. Oh, that's two people that said I'm working right now. Well, you can have a conversation, but you can't stop by and say hello in the chat. I see. Elisa says I can stop paying his car insurance, and he needs to find his own way in life. Yeah, are you saying like to like sort of force it along? She said he can learn many skills there, and there's room for advancement and growth at Rivian. Rivian is a electric car company that we have nearby. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's fairly
Sounds
new. I don't know who
familiar.
bought it. It used to be a Mitsubishi factory, and then it went under or something. I forget what happened, but it was that for a long time, and now it's a it's a Rivian, which is a different company. I don't know who owns Rivian, but definitely competing with like Tesla and stuff. A little bit, Andrew. You were okay. You weren't bad. Tagging the walls, like you had like some. There's some good artistry in those. Like I was driving to St. Louis the other day, and I wish I could have got a picture of it, but it was one of these overpasses that we or underpasses on the interstate, and it was just this really vibrant, wall tagging, and I'm not saying that it's good or bad that they did it, but it was very well done, I guess. Over in Iraq, a lot of things would get tagged because soldiers would be like, so and so was here, on like the big concrete barricades and stuff. And you would see, spray paint penises and all kinds of things. Of course, military, of course. Oh, I see one of my super special, what did I call them? Chosen ones in the chat. I see a chosen one in the chat. So we've got about 5 minutes left, Tala. I definitely want to keep an eye out for what story we ended on. The next one. The next one's the last one on this list. I actually we'll just tease it real quick. I started, like I said earlier, I've been working on my page a lot more than my profile now, so I have a whole new list that I've been working on the page. Some of this stuff kind of goes over some of the same things over and over, but that we've talked about. But I try not to save just that kind of stuff. So
frog balls.
What'd you see?
Frog balls.
Frog balls, yeah, that stuck out to me too. I was like, I want to look at these frog balls. They're pickled Brussels sprouts. We talked about Brussels sprouts earlier, didn't we, Margaret?
There might be a similarity.
Or no, that was Dawn. Sorry, Dawn.
Okay, pickled Brussels sprouts. Okay. So this is what someone decided to call it. That's not what it is. Thank God.
Yeah, like we're not there yet. We got to read this last one to finish up my list that I had. We'll do this one real quick. It's from Fruit IQ. Most of a banana's magnesium and potassium, the minerals responsible for muscle relaxation and deep sleep, are stored in the peel, not the fruit. By cutting the ends off the organic banana and boiling the whole thing, why cutting the ends off? For 10 minutes, you extract these minerals into the water. This banana tea is a potent bioavailable sedative that bypasses the digestion or issues that many people will have with synthetic magnesium supplements. Huh. Your thoughts? Sounds right?
I no longer eat ripe bananas. It's weird because there's different compounds.
Yeah.
So like as a banana ripens and has all the brown spots, there are some nutritional benefits apparently, and I think it was tied to prevention for Alzheimer's. I don't quote me, I'd have to check again, but there apparently was something. But the problem is the riper it gets, then the more bioavailable the sugars are, and that's not what I want. So I eat them green for resistant. Yeah.
You eat them green.
Yeah.
So there's also benefits when they're like brown too. Brown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But it's too much. The sugar ramps up the riper it gets. Yeah. So I get them when they're just like light green to yellow. But yeah, they got to have some green on them for me to eat them now.
Why do you think it says cutting the ends off an organic banana? Cutting the ends off both ends?
I mean, are you drinking the water? What's going on there?
What's happening there? Like, is it because, you need it to be like cut open? But that doesn't, you could just cut it. Like, I don't understand why they would say that. Cut it in half.
Cut it
in half. And because the picture doesn't even have it cut off.
Yeah, I'm sure it's AI generated.
Yeah, definitely.
AI is uncooperative.
Yes, yeah, this Billy says, yes, and bananas are treated with fungicide, insecticide, post-harvest preservatives. Don't forget
the dirty dozen.
You will be having for your nerves too. Yeah.
Needs to be organic.
Definitely. I do get the organic bananas, but I can't.
Look, they still use pesticides. It's just they're limited on which types.
Right. Well, and you could consider, you wouldn't call it pesticides, but natural, all sorts of natural products that are deterrents and pest killers. Yeah. All right, let's get to the door prize wheel. Even
if it's approved for organic, I don't want to eat pesticide necessarily.
Right. So comment below on the Rumble side, and I'll put you on the door prize again. do the repost for us if you can, and all the good stuff. And if you want to, head over to the underneath the video. I see Alice and Andrew in the house. Love supporting your brother. Thank you, Andrew. Hey, thanks again, Andrew, for coming up and playing in game night on Sunday. We wouldn't have had a game without you. We couldn't seem to get enough people to come up on screen and play the game. Hint, hint, Tala. We need more players, and we need more people who will be like in the roster of like possible like a pool of people who are okay coming up on screen and playing. So I'm looking for more of those people. So if you know anybody that needs some exposure and maybe wants some more screen time and they can promote themselves as well, let me know, because it's just a game. It's fun. You give out prizes. A lot of people will say, I don't want the prize. I don't need any prizes or whatever. But the people that come up on screen are basically winning prizes for the other people in the chat. So there's that fun part of it. It's like you get to be generous when it's not your stuff. You're like, oh, hey, here's a prize for you too. And it's like, congrats.
You get a prize, and you get a prize.
You get a prize.
Everybody gets a prize.
All right, who do we got here? So those were both the people that commented below. Margaret, we got Andrew, we got Alice, we got Dawn, and I believe that's it. Who will comment anyway? There's plenty of other Rumble viewers, but not commenters, which is fine. I hope you'll comment one day. Let's see something real quick before we spin the wheel. Oh, I can read an ad about the kids guide. If we get 750 people in here, guys, let's go. We're almost there. All right, there's no good ones right now. 36 cents for the Rumble wallet. 36 cents for pickaxe. Look, I'm not big time in it, Rumble. I'm sorry, but I'm just also not gonna spend the time on 36 cents. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right, Tala, you are on this wheel, but you don't have to do anything with it.
Whee! Still saving spinning wheel music.
You don't hear that.
No? Is it on there? I
Yeah,
can
it's
hear it.
playing. I'm pretty sure everybody. Let me see.
Everybody but me. I think everybody else can hear it.
Rose.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Rose.
Maybe it's just kind of low for you. I think it was just low. I've turned it down a couple times because it was really kind of the other direction. Rose, are you still here?
No. Can't hear it, huh? Okay. So it's not just me.
I'll turn it up a little bit. I just didn't want it to like interrupt conversations when I'm spinning the dice or spinning the wheel.
Yeah.
Aunt Vicky, comment below and I'll throw you on the wheel because I don't think Rose is here still.
I don't see her.
She doesn't typically stay through the whole show, but she plays in. She's one of the roster members of Game Night. I'll give it long enough to make sure it's on Facebook. Okay, I see it. All right, Aunt Vicky, comment below real quick, and I'll put you on the wheel. Let's see if I go to customize and save. Oh, we'll go up to 20. We'll go up to 20. I don't want to go too high. The scale of how fast the volume goes up on this is crazy. All right, Aunt Vicky. Can you hear that? No?
There's something. It's like little.
You're just hearing my. Hold on, let me mute. Done.
Barely.
Huh. Guess I got to go up a little higher. Oh, Don, you're a little late on that, but you did win, so congrats. Come on, 750. 750. Oh, the 750 people, yeah. I would love to read that though. The kid's guide. What kind of ad would want to offer you $60 to read? Like I guess 750 people is enough for that to make sense. But yeah, congrats, Don. That gets you into game night this weekend. The last playthrough of Lucky Fox. Lucky Fox.
In
FUX.
spite of the coffee, I'm yawning, and that's because I woke up at about 3:35 a.m.
I yawn in the middle of the day a lot too, but for some reason I think my wall. Everybody has a different like wall, and mine's around 2 in the afternoon,
Yeah.
or 2 to 4. Like when my son comes home, I am ready to just sit on the couch and go, and I don't try not to do that, but it's like ready for nap time, but it's dinner time, so.
The extra
Anyway,
early wake up is just because I passed out, not thinking about it. Like I didn't brush my teeth, I didn't turn the lights off. I woke up and I was like, why is the light on? Oh, hey, I'm still in my clothes. So I just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna get up and take a shower.
So I want to find. I got to spin this again because I got to find the volume. I got to find the volume that you can hear it at. We're gonna go all the way. We're gonna go to 50. Okay, Tala, get your eardrums ready for this because I think it might be audible now. No?
I think it just suppresses. It's got to be a
Wow.
feature.
Interesting. Yeah, it must
I
be.
still just hear. That's all I hear is little.
That's weird, but you did hear the end part where it says the name.
Well, I think it's because you had your phone up there.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. Because you got a mic, right? Yeah, you got a boom mic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why.
Could you all hear it in the audience? I want to hear if you guys could hear it.
One person
There we
said
go.
they couldn't.
Well,
Margaret
yeah,
said.
that's when it was a little lower though. I wonder if that last one. Anyway, get out of here. I've been standing on this period, like on and off. Been standing on this pressure point thing, and it really does. It helps my feet. Like my feet don't hurt as bad, if at all, when I've been using it. So I got to try and make sure I'm using it more.
I have a mat like that. It's like acupuncture points.
Yeah. Plus,
that I
like
lay
that
on.
that thing you sent me about with the foot. Like I think this does something similar. I don't know if it would help me to have both, but I also kind of want to get off topic, but I kind of want to get those shoes that finger fitting or glove fitting shoes.
Oh yeah, the
There's
toes.
different kinds, or some
You
that
can't
have
wear 'em.
grounding ability, like some have like copper grounding in them and stuff like that, and like just to be able to have your feet more free. And I actually have some like surfer shoes or water shoes you might call them, and they look like they kind of have this curvy thing around the toes, but that's not actually glove fitting. Like it's just
Right, it doesn't encase the toes. However, it's
yeah.
probably wider at the toe, which is
Have a good one,
basically what you
Andrew.
really need. That's the thing is it's a foot-shaped shoe. This means it's gonna be wider at the toes so that your toes can, yeah.
So they say I think it's called
Yes.
splaying your toes.
Um,
Anyway,
Topo
hey
shoes.
Ronald, what's up, man?
What's the other one? Topo Ultra, which is what I wear now, and one other are very good at having like enough space for your toes. I've also adapted to wearing the Ultra, which has a 4.3 millimeter drop, so it's not a big boost on the heel. Yeah.
Wait, how do we do this? Was it like this? Was it like this? Hold on,
We're all over
I'll
the
show
place.
you. I'll show you in a second.
Whoa.
I'll show you right here. I'm gonna put you. I did this to Mikey the other day. I'm gonna put you on TV.
I'm on TV.
Yeah, and then we'll zoom out like this
I'm ready
week.
for my close up.
This week we talked to Tala. All right. Anyway, we're gonna Let me just go back to. You're on TV, Mom. Look, Mom. Told you I'd get on TV. All right, let's get out of here. Hey, we learned a lot actually today. A pretty good episode. I'm surprised that I feel like the middle of the week people are just tired of seeing me. There's people that just like, yeah, I saw you game night, then I saw you on Monday, then I saw you on
Cute girl
Tuesday.
back up here.
What's that?
Get that cute girl back up here.
Right. Well, I will say, and sadly, I don't. It shouldn't surprise anyone. But game night does have the most like views and likes and all that stuff because we're giving away 24 prizes or whatever. But I really think that man, something that what we do here on Wednesday is like probably one of the more important things that I do. While we also have fun doing it, you know. And I think man, there's not enough of that out there. Um, I do want to remind you guys too before we leave that the waffle is full now. There is people or some people that said they were going to get in on it. You guys got to hit me up. I don't know who all that was. I'm allowing, you can still get in on it now, but I'm going to be spinning it shortly. I have to find out. I think I want to say Brenda and maybe Elisa May. Did you say that? Elisa was in here earlier. There was a couple people that said they needed to wait like a week or something, and then they wanted to. So anyway, I want to put that out. I keep forgetting to do that each show, and anyway, that's my problem. That's my fault. It was crazy. Tala, I have this. I know you may not be all that worried about getting into something like that, but I was trying to get 75 spots, and I want to go do a shopping spree at one of my sponsors that is local. He's got a shop and all kinds of goodies in there, and I'm gonna go live and do a shopping spree. And so it's going to be $2. It's $2 per spot, 75 spots, so $150. Well, I said 75 spots. We're already at 152 spots sold.
Wow.
So, and it's not all sold. I actually gave away free spots for different things. If you guys go to my page and do a review, I've been trying to get. Listen, you might say I don't need a free spot. I'm okay, but I want to get more reviews on there. I just want to see that go up. So if you would go to my page. I guess we've got a second to show that. I don't know if you know about the review section on Facebook, but you can go to do a review, and puts a nice little feather in my cap, you guys, and then you get a free spot on the waffle. So that's that. Anyway, we'll see you later. Tala, you doing anything? Got a space coming up or anything?
Yeah, I'm probably going to be doing like 1 or 2 a month, really. But sometimes it's just kind of a last minute decision. And I'm kind of brewing on a topic because I kind of want to talk about culture and the importance of connecting with other cultures. Because I got a lot of new friends on X. Some of them are in Israel.
Mm,
And it's
okay.
sobering. It's when you're in a conversation in a room with people and one of them goes, "Alarm, gotta go." And you can hear the siren in the background.
Oh, wow.
And then the next one, "Yep, it's here too. Gotta go." And they'll be gone for a few minutes. Yeah, it's very sobering. So I think that it's a good idea to connect with people where they're at. And I went back to a lot of my interest in languages recently because of that, because I learned a little bit of Hebrew when I was younger because I was studying out of the Hebrew Greek Key Study Bible.
I hear that's not easy.
No, it's not. It's not an easy. So I'm kind of learning again, and I need to start studying Russian again. And I don't know, I have interests in that, and with that, you should be studying culture. And so, these new friends kind of sparked that interest for me again. Yeah. So I might do a space on that.
That sounds fun. Yeah, I didn't know if you had if you were co-hosting or doing anything coming up, but if
Mostly I'm just
not,
doing, my own, and then I do co-host with my friend Trish on Monday evenings because she's doing one that's on mental health, like a peer-run support group. Yeah, but that one is hers. Yeah,
do you know who? Do you know Apothecarol?
I know of her. I'm not following her, but I do know of her. Yeah.
We're scheduling a podcast soon, and I've been wanting to have her on
Okay.
for a while. She had me on her space. She does a space on Sundays. Shouts out to Holy Health. Holy
Yeah,
Health,
that's
like it's
really
a
helpful.
it's a play on words. H or
Yeah.
WHO, Holy Health. Anyway, if well, I'm gonna tell you this. If any episodes, Tala, this one here might be the one you want to make tomorrow night. It's about taking action. Taking action, Tala. Like, there's lots of people that have lots of words, lots of different things, but people, like, when you finally decide to change your life or take action by making that phone call that you needed to make or whatever it is, this one's going to be a good one, I think. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Time, you guys come and see us, people in the boxes. Tala doesn't have to come, but I think she should. Okay, I'm just saying.
If it's
Um,
discussion, I'm interested. It's like games are not my thing, you know?
so the game is just to facilitate the discussion. So the games that you might be getting confused is Sunday is where we actually play games and give prizes away. On Thursday, there is a game now, but it's literally just the co-host on screen trying to decide whose story it is, and then once we find out whose story it is, we get like a few minutes to decide, and they kind of BS with each other. And then once we find out whose story it is, that person gets to the floor to explain, kind of further elaborate on their story. And so it's actually really nice if you think about the way we used to do it. On People in the Boxes, we would have up to 10 people on screen, and I would just be wrangling cats the whole time, trying to get everybody back on topic. um, and this way, literally, we could go 2 hours in a blink of an eye and not even notice it, because it's like boom, next story, and there's no problem with a group discussion in that way. It actually helps. It's helped out so much. I think it's made. Shout out to everybody who's watching that likes it. Comment below hashtag PITB. Hey, what's up, Ronald? Ronald Blackwell. I met him. Or I didn't meet him, but I saw him again recently. Gave him a T-shirt. Shouts out, brother. All right. Anyway, that's enough promoting. But I think everybody who's been watching it for a long enough period of time. I mean, it's at 187 episodes. We've had some really good episodes when it was just no holds barred. Like some of the off-topic stuff is great, but then we still go off topic sometimes. But now it's like much more structure. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I started it because I wanted a conversation with as many people as we could get on the screen. And I know that's chaotic. You know how it is on Spaces. Everybody wants to chime in,
Yeah.
but it's taken a while to kind of whittle it down to where we have this system. And I'm pretty proud of it. I think it works really nice. We've got some. I've been putting out a lot of shorts from just that alone, because we have some funny moments. Like this one was like, Kim says, "You're muted, Chris," and then me and Bean are both going, and just like, yeah, just these silly memes they're not memes, but like reels I've been
Writers
sent.
Therapy family, we have a gag with that where somebody does kind of a mic drop, talk, and then like nobody opens a mic after them, and new people won't understand that we're waiting to see who breaks the silence, and they'll actually leave the room and come back.
Ronald, there isn't really a post. I've made a couple of posts about it, but they're probably buried on my page. Um, isn't really a post, but my Cash App, if you would want to do it now, Ronald, you get a free spot for being a member. He's a Super Pro member. Also, you get a free spot if you go to my page and do a review. So that's 2 free spots there. Plus, if you go to send it to my Cash App, and that's the last thing I'm going to get going. My Cash App here is at the indoor. I'm sorry, not at, but Cash App, cash sign, the Indoor Farmer, capital T. Or I do have PayPal, or I think that's about it. Or you could tip me on Rumble. Some taxes will come out, but I'm fine with that. I like doing that because it keeps me above board. Too much
I finally set up
use
one
of
of those
Cash App is bad.
buy
What's
me a
that?
coffee. I
Yeah.
finally set up that, yeah.
So what do they
'Cause
take? The 10% or more?
probably, I don't even know,
Is there a subscription in there, or is there just like one-time purchases
I
for
think
people?
it's just like I'm not even sure because I set it up recently, but I think it's just like the one-time type stuff, like a tip. I don't know. There could be. I'll have to
Interesting.
explore it more.
Yeah,
I feel like I've got
let me
so
know.
many things that I'm managing that I can't.
I've heard of a few people that use that, and I think Dr. Heath uses that, but I don't know. Maybe school has school.com might have subscriptions or something now. I don't know. Anyway, that's another conversation, I guess. Because he talks about that. I signed up for it because of him. School.com. Are you on there? No? I haven't messed with it much, but I'm actually considering this as a relevant. I'm actually considering trying to find other spots to stream to within the Rumble Studios, like LinkedIn or Reddit or something. I don't know if those places are something that you can stream to, but Odyssey is another one. BitChute.
Take a look at Substack and see if you can hook it up there, because Substack has live now.
Oh, interesting. All right, I'll check
I
it out.
used it like the second I saw it. I was like, "Ooh, let me try this." Yeah.
Cool. All right, Tala, I'll see you later. It's been fun. Hit me up if you have any thoughts or maybe any free time on Thursday. You know, I don't know. Hit me up. All right, we'll see you guys. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. Go follow Tala. She's on Rumble, on Facebook, on X, all over the place. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday. If you like the show, hit the comments. Tell us that you like the show, because we need more people to do this kind of thing where, Anyway, good night. Peace.
Good night.
My green thumbs in the game. It's for my green thumbs in the game. Wailing the indoor farmer. Check my name. Sustainability. We about to reclaim. This is how we do it. Keep it in the frame. I'm waving the farmer, the indoor king. Living off the grid, what the city can't bring. Got my hydro set up, my LED lights. Growing all my greens all through the night. Self-sustain. That's the mission. Growing my own. I'm not missing. Indoor farming.